sun,
E.
So it's Mountain Hungry Clothing Store.
Oh, okay, okay.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, it's a Monday! Nice. I was waiting for the echo to come back. We might need you to help mute us on the console. If not, right, we'll have double.
Ha!
Ha!
Ha! Oh,
You.
we're shut off.
Dopeness.
Joke.
Okay, so welcome back to the second episode of Talking
Talking
on a Monday lah. Okay, usually I'm
Yeah.
Talking to on Friday. Scrap that.
we scrap.
We're now doing it on Monday.
Like-
Why? Because it's a church show.
Yes, because talking can happen anytime, anywhere. Doesn't need to be a Friday. Doesn't have to be TGIF. It can be talking for the Monday blue.
It can be anything. It's just we just want to
Or
talk.
the Tuesday talk. Or the Wednesday.
Just try to
Ladies'
generate names
or
for
for
the
the
talk show.
Thursday.
We already have that.
Talking
Yes,
Yeah. Anyway, how is everyone? We hope you guys had a great weekend.
Yeah, I hope you enjoyed your weekend.
Yeah. Did you?
Like I think recently the news has been dire, so do
Yeah.
enjoy yourselves a little bit more. You know, just to offset lah. Like the world's always constantly going into flames, but we want to
World's
enjoy
always
ourselves.
crumbling bit by bit.
Yeah, lor. So
Yeah,
enjoy
it's
what
nothing
you can
new.
enjoy.
Yes, it's nothing new. I mean, we have always been sticking around, topping it out. So
No, but it
let's
is
just-
something new though. This
Oh,
this
the-
morning 1,000.
yeah, lor.
You know, that one is something new. But I mean, life is like that lah, right? So if you got your your Saturdays and Sundays to enjoy, just enjoy them, do whatever you want.
Yeah.
Like
Spend
live life to
time-
the fullest.
Spend time with your family, with your friends, with your significant other.
You know, you don't know when right your drainage cover is.
Yeah.
I still cannot get
Or
over
you
the
don't
fact, right?
know, or you know when a random fire extinguisher will just shoot out from your building.
Yeah, I still cannot get over the fact, right? That guy, right, in the video. for the
Yeah,
Facebook,
he
right,
was just like meters away.
yeah, just drive it. Boom.
And then the funny thing is, there was another guy
Yeah,
at the end of the road. There was someone driving in,
just damn hit more than
and
just
both
never
of them
back.
like,
Yeah, just like boom.
yeah. Then you're going to be like, so who do we call?
Buster.
Ghostbusters. They're like, who do we call? The police, the popo.
Can you imagine just seeing that in front of you and just never being able to drive over a train?
Yeah, I would be so scared. Even now, oh my god, there are so many freak accidents. Okay, like not even just because of the drain cover. There was one that you know at Tampines coffee shop, the super big fan, that
The
like
big ass fan.
the biggest fan that went whoop one day just
really?
cause he decided to. Yeah,
Oh no.
you know the fan is as big as the ones that you have in your MRT station. With
Oh,
the,
that's still quite small actually.
Oh,
Because
really?
in school halls they have the
oh yeah,
actual big ass
the big
fans.
one. Okay, not that big, but like the MRT kind of like big plates. One day the plates went from just like 180 to 90.
Oh damn.
Yeah, and the best part, it was at a freaking coffee shop. Can you imagine 你在吃你的鱼汤这么这样 Yeah, and then like if it was still spinning, you'll be like,
Yeah, you just
Oh,
slowly grind the people down.
yeah, that was a hot mess. So every time now, honestly, when I'm like at the MRT station, I tend to avoid a lot of things cause I'm, hashtag final destination. I'm scared of everything.
Yeah.
I avoid fans, I avoid drain covers. Oh no, man.
I mean, I don't really do that because if it's my time, whatever, right? Like,
True lah,
yeah.
true lah. If
I-
I'm meant to live, no matter how many things come my way, I'll just. Oh, wow! Hello, Miss Man of the Day,
Wow.
Madame Tan Ling Chui. Here's the laziest and most lousy CS. Unfortunately, we are sorry to hear that. Okay. Of course, we will always take the necessary steps to improve whatever we can. Why should we? Sellers are creating pictures.
Oh. What is yes?
Customer service.
Oh.
Here do. I mean, like, nothing beats a lousy experience.
Yeah lor.
With the customer CS. One I mean, we all know lah. It's not big news. It's not big news.
Yeah.
Yeah. But nonetheless, I mean, we will still try our best, to really reach out lah. Okay. More sellers creating pictures of platform.
Yo, it is. The thing is
Yeah.
right. What happens here is that when you want to penalize good sellers. It happens. It's a plague on everything.
Yeah.
What happens is that usually the star ratings from the users go up,
Yeah.
right? And it's those people who become top free one, right? They will try to zero, then they usually get scammed. That's why we have a review system in place, right?
We
Yes.
do have a QA actually as well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
a QA team.
this could be simply because the way it is used and the way that it's intended to be used not be communicated properly. Because
Yeah.
sometimes you can sort by like ratings and stuff like that, right? Then most likely you're not like gonna scam. It's not say don't have. It's just that technically speaking, let's say you run a company, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right, then you got scammer come to your page. They got 0 rating, 0 view.
Yeah.
Then if your customer or rather the people who peruse your system, right, they dumb, right, then they go and buy the thing kind of scam. Like I think level 1 in school is nowadays school do teach you this, like oh you shouldn't get scammed because of this, like or if got hot single ladies in your area, don't go and click on the ad.
Or the every time you take the leave before you got the leave got the the 黑新社会 the one.
Yeah. So
they're everywhere.
It's everywhere. Like, is it our responsibility to remove it? Yes, when you report it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But if you choose to participate and kena scam, then we cannot really help you.
Also,
you can go to CC. CC do teach elderly on community and computer smartness, i.e. how to spot this kind of scams, how to not go to WeChat and like ask for news, all that kind of thing. That's quite important.
The do's and don'ts of the
internet
community.
Internet 101. Yeah, you should really take into account those things.
Hello, DJ Fish.
Sup, DJ Fish.
Top of the morning to you. Anyway, I mean for all these kind of like scams, as we all know on Qoo10, what we like to call is called an open market lah. As with other platforms like your Alibaba, your eBay, open market is kind of a system whereby whoever wants to sell can sell, be it whether you're a company or an individual seller. Okay, so with that, some people also sell various items. Like I can be a home-based owner and I sell like big cookies when I want to, or I sell household appliances whenever I want. So we do have a QA team. This is just putting out for the people to know. Our company does have a QA team to check and then, but with like over a million products on our platform, sometimes we do admit we're all humans. We let one or two slip. So that's why thank you for sounding out. It would be great if you can also maybe drop an email to CS team, which I believe you have, and we will get back to you. Let us know who are the sellers.
The rationale behind I think the last two lines, right, as like as consumer, okay, I want to be fair to you. I not just because I work here doesn't mean I always buy from here.
Yeah.
Okay. So are we looking into it? Yes, we are. Why does it seem that Shopee, Lazada all better? Simply because right, the people that sell the actual product, they pay money to get very, very in the top. So you can never search for scammers. Right? Because the scammers cannot afford to advertise their scam. That's very simple. We want to be fair to everyone here. So that means that if you have a legit product, you don't have money to pay advertising, so you should get charged. Right? So this is fairer. In terms of like apple oranges, should the customer be penalized in this way? Yes, if you're stupid. Let's be very frank. If you don't know how to guard yourself, you bring your go out every time you go out, you're gonna rob, it's your fault. Right? Because you know you shouldn't bring your valuables. That means that every time you purchase something,
just having some self-awareness, I guess.
Yes.
Bridging into the topic of online
learn about being able to defend yourself. What's a good listing? What's a bad listing? If you require help from our side, right, like explain to you how it works, like what's the rating system for? Why is it important? Do let us know that. We want to help you. It could be one of our shows. Thank you so much for letting me have content. I'm wrecking my brain, but now okay, we have content.
Yeah, actually there are a few ways to kind of tell whether like this seller is approved. And first of all, there are a lot. Okay, so the star ratings on Qoo10, right? They are based on a few things, not just how many content you sold, but whether how fast the seller replies to inquiries. And also the response rate and the shipping rate. So if let's say they ship out very slow, they also get penalized. So the yellow bar rating not only simply means that how many products you sell, even new sellers can have very high ratings, even though they only sell 100 sets, for example, because their service is very efficient. So
interesting.
So you can actually filter out. I mean,
this kind of thing, right? We can explain. Let's be real. The UI sometimes a bit jank. I want to figure out what this does. Right? Okay, nobody in their right mind will explain to you what their metrics is. You go to Shopee, you ask them, they won't tell you. Go Lazada, they won't tell you. They just see the star or the star 5. You know it's like Grab, right? You will never take like a 4-star. Like that's like a big sketch. 4.5 maybe you like to sneeze inside.
4.5 maybe like 抽烟 and then the car still got smell.
And that kind of rating is like the jank one. I usually only buy direct
Yeah,
from high rated
yeah,
sellers.
yeah.
Low rated, I'll use QA function. Yeah,
Yeah.
Means-
Q&A function.
that is how you defend. Okay,
The
to be
FAQ lah, the FAQ like.
yeah, to be fair, the older generation who are not privy to all these kind of things, they are very unlikely to know that. Oh, because 它可以卖，一定可以买。It's a,
对，
in a shop
对，
like that.
对
So
对对。
that's why you see why the ama auntie uncle every time kena scam by digital seller.
哦
Not you ah, not you. Just
吓死我了
crystal sellers. Right.
Okay.
You bought the shop, must be of value ma. If not, why would you bother selling it?
Yes. Or
Yeah.
if the fact that it can even be online accessible on an online platform means it has to be trustworthy. Actually,
Yeah, no.
yeah.
You could technically buy nothing. I have a friend who sells PS5 boxes. I love it to this.
Oh, there are people who sell LV paper bags.
Yeah, but the thing is, right, LV
Oh,
paper
PS5
bags is
box.
very
Oh,
obvious.
even boxes ah.
Yeah,
Like
so
just empty boxes. with
empty
no-
boxes with nothing inside, and he lists it as PS5,
Oh,
and people
damn.
pay full value. So there was once, I think it's one of his weird research things. I was writing a paper about it of how people need to defend themselves because the listings, right, usually can be either be like purposefully malicious
Yes.
or the person don't know how to do it.
I'm just kidding.
Wait. Oh, this one, yeah. No,
Yeah,
lah,
yeah,
no.
no, just
I,
yeah,
I
yeah.
honestly think that the person's having a bad experience because
Yes.
nobody has taught him or her how to deal with online
Yeah.
shopping.
I mean, these kind of things are we also gonna burn before, unfortunately. I mean, I got gonna burn before lah, like plenty of times. I mean, like, oh, actual versus reality. It's not just maybe not just Q10, but maybe other platforms as well. So
Yeah.
these kind of things that we also it's part of the unfortunate experience that you encounter, given the fact that now e-commerce buying is so rampant. Like you can't really go without shopping e-commerce if you want to get some stuff that's very hard to find in the market, right? And these are the kind of challenges you face along the way.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's unfortunate, but we are here to help in any way possible.
DJ Fish, and also look and read the review. The review will tell you
I-
more about quality
I
of the
trust
product.
reviews. For me, I like as in I
I-
have to see minimum like the reviews, and then you can see if it's like very like you can tell if-
No, I just need to see if you give me an image.
right.
Like the
Carousel.
nonsense hat that I usually buy, right? It's always check the thing one. It comes in a bubble wrap, i.e. the whole thing is like that. So you know it's solid, man. It doesn't care. Sometimes the problem I face is like on other platforms, especially on our platform also. So what happens is right, people sell one thing, then they
Yeah.
run out of products. Then you
Yeah.
don't cross shop, correct?
Yeah.
You change product.
Oh,
So the
true.
rating right is for something that you no longer sell.
Yes.
So is that a scam? I don't think so because the
Yeah.
mark right is on the seller. So no matter what he sells, it's like that. So if he sway and intake some shit goods, right? Also bo pian, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a distributor ma.
True. Photo review is the best. Yeah, I
Yeah.
know. And then sometimes you need photo reviews of like the people who bought, and then you can like zoom and like, oh, that is a bit weird. Hey, why the color be off? And then you cannot trust like sometimes even those very funny. Like the person take picture and then they say like, oh, this thing is so lousy, but then you look like it looks fine. And if you're fine with it, even though the person who reviews it is very bad, I will just buy.
Yeah, because you're fine
Yeah,
with it.
I'm fine with it.
The problem is the way I think Shopee does it. Because Shopee rewards you with more like, artificial currency budget thing nonsense,
Yeah.
right? When you do
points.
photo and video,
Yes.
you go and check
correct.
the photo, he just cover his own
Yeah.
and take video, it just blank 5 seconds.
Yeah.
Bro, I need
You
your
always
help. Tell me whether
And then
it's
or they
good or not.
post some like 今天美丽的早上。
Yeah.
Like,
It's not shit that they share in the Chinese
Yeah,
Karen
all my
mom
parents.
groups.
Yeah, all my parents WhatsApp chat, the relatives WhatsApp chat. I got plenty of photos inside actually.
Dude, I cannot deal,
They
man.
just put some like 祝你一个美好的一天。
Dude, then like that, right? I can just go there, put a listing,
Yeah.
just buy myself, sell myself, put a bunch of all these rest. Suddenly I'll be at the top of the screen. Is that
Right.
scamming you? That is, right?
As a customer, I'm scamming others.
Yeah.
Yeah, people
So-
don't know whether it's good or not. Yeah.
I think it's very interesting because yes, this is a prevalent thing everybody has deal with. And now you can actually find the 警察, they put the those the big 大字报 thing, right? Big sign telling you like online scamming is a thing. It's the same logic. Last time you buy a car, they tell you how to change the brake fluids. Now they just tell you don't drink it. Don't be stupid, don't drink it. And people will be like, no lah, people not so stupid one. Why you need to tell people, oh, hey, don't get scammed online. Use your brain. That's not true. It's not saying they don't use brain. If I tell you to go and chong sua and you've never held a weapon, do you know how to fire it? No. It's the same logic, man. 你不会就不会嘛. Must somebody teach you. Hey, thanks for the topic, by the way.
Yeah.
Big ups. Nice.
Thank you for the topic.
Yeah.
Oh, but about like the one without any ready stock. Okay, the thing is right, sometimes like people they are sort of doing what drop shipping or like they have to get stock from other countries or like what you mentioned, like they change the previous review maybe they sell Durian and now they sell Apple. So they want to keep the ranking of the item code because you have all the good reviews of people who bought your stuff, then like it kind of adds on to your reputation as a seller.
Correct.
You know, like if I restart, then later people think I'm some shady seller, then like it's not unfair to me. So they'll tend to keep the listing, but of course the item info will change lah. Unless you tell me the item info 全部都是 durian, then it's so like cigarette apple. Yeah, that one then is
Report.
intentional. Yeah,
We
report.
go and
Call
tell
police.
this seller.
If I also call police.
This seller 诈骗你。
Yeah. So that one is like fishy.
The worst I know is I have a friend who
Yeah.
sells fruits.
Ooh.
So what happens is that he sold fruits and then the farm was wildfire. And people
that's
gave him
so sad.
people gave him shit for not being able to deliver.
Oh, that's so sad.
And the only thing he can say is humanity is at this point of convenience that you are angry that somebody's farm burned.
Yeah, it's kind of sad.
Like take a look in the mirror and
Yeah.
like really go and reflect.
Yeah.
One of these days you will have a debt that will come and your
True.
house has just been raided. And why don't you just go and sell yourself? I
Yeah.
need the money. And that's how we are. And I feel that it's
All very
because
selfish.
it's not selfish.
No, it's very self-preservation kind of.
No,
like,
you're not
I don't
educated.
care. Yeah, true. Like, yeah,
Right.
like why can't you spare a thought for the people who also trying to make? You think they don't want to earn money, man?
And
don't
no,
see-
but my favorite part is still the Karen shouting for it. Those will
Oh.
those will never stop entertaining me. Like, wow, you must be really bored. Your husband only got what? What's that small little car called Kia?
Kia.
Some people's husband limousine.
Yeah.
Your husband Kia is it? That's why you like no, I want my 40 cents. You have
Some
to
people just like unhappy with life, you know, then they just vent like on others.
So I think fine. Like if this is your only way to give yourself happiness by shouting at us, go ahead.
Yeah.
Because at least you're happy using our platform.
Yeah, I mean at least we did our part, we were useful in some way.
Yeah. If we give you
we
joy,
made you happy.
good enough, right?
Yeah. We all live in a very stressful world lah, hor. Like
I know.
what's that? 彼此来礼让啊，what's that?
You look at me like my Mandarin very good. That we had to get DJ to come down and like do Mandarin for us just because I cannot Mandarin. Yeah.
互相比让啊，互相。哎呀 basically spell talk for one another 啦，hor.
I give up.
Don't be so mean.
Give up. Give up.
做工那么辛苦，哎呀 just chill.
Yeah, lor, just relax.
Relax,
Okay,
relax.
today we have this situation, which I think kind of segues into my first topic. No, I don't know what your topic is, so later you will just read your topic. We have a collated notes, right? To put things. I put mine already, but she got some type of
I
break.
like how the notes, right? You see under Ian's list of topics like bam, 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 bam. Then after Krista is topic 1, topic 2, topic 3.
She has it in her head.
Yeah,
Then
having
you
it in her
trust. Okay, so let's just go into the first thing.
Yes.
My first topic is how do you motivate yourself out? So, like for example, okay,
What
like,
is a rug to?
yeah. So I want to do the segue.
Mm.
Just now, right? Let's say if I'm not comfortable and not confident, that comment
Yes.
would have been
Yes.
your whole show gone.
Yes.
I cannot attack today. How will you feel? And that is in that sense what I consider in which you are not equipped or not educated enough to deal with the situation, and you find yourself kind of stuck. And then you let yourself wallow a bit because now you're in a rut.
I think what's the closest thing I've faced that's a rug? I think it's more of like, but I don't know. As in, I mean, both of us have gone through. Everybody go through their own stuff, right? Going through ups and downs. Some things we can tahan more than certain other things. Like for example, like family problems. Like okay, that one you can still tahan. Although maybe it sounds bad, but those I can take it. But maybe for example, a comment online I cannot take it. So different people got different threshold. Let me think about my rap. So
When I have to tell a son of a cancer patient, because the problem here is that I will be the direct cause of the anger,
true.
and I cannot do it. And then I felt that whatever I was doing, then that actually
I
triggered
see.
the point to which then we eventually died. What the hell is the point of living? I don't want to die. Like, don't get me wrong. I want to, like, COVID finish, go and see Great Canyon, go and see Mississippi, all that kind of shit. Right? That's all the like the upbeat things I want to see. See sun, see sui, But at that point of time, it felt that everything was ready, and that was the trigger. So, in like TLDR, when you serve
Yes.
at certain places, what happens is that there are issues that so sometimes things can or cannot happen because law. And then sometimes circumstances make that whole situation very. And the problem is that it's not my problem. Alright, rather I don't have any direct interaction. You know that it's happening, but you cannot do anything about it. But you're so close enough to feel it.
True.
So that was the point of time when you realize that other people always tell you like it's 2 years very fast, very fast, very fast. The problem is that like you do more because you're from you want to run inside the stage, you want to be good. If you are the kind of thing where you're front facing, right, and most of us during my course when we talk to people and
Yes.
citizens and stuff, you don't know what's happening. You just have to think.
But you're the one who need to 面对 all the nasties.
That I think is not a problem because you dealing with the Nazis means understand what's happening. The problem
Yeah.
is when you don't understand what
Yeah.
and you just have to be like today. And that's why right, I like war films a lot.
Okay.
And especially the scenes where they present the film. Because they were never in the battle. They don't know why your son died. But they have to write a letter and send you a folded flag to tell you that. And they have to not say pretend, but they have to try their best, right, to be as empathetic as possible.
I know, right? And they don't know what happened also probably.
Yeah, so they
Yeah.
can only say that your son was a great man.
Yeah.
Here's the thanks for the service.
Yeah.
I'll see you probably never because until you see you.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
then
yeah,
they-
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
I got some friends also who were the police, like for NS lah, so they also have to deliver some bad news. Yeah, especially whenever there's one of those kind of cases where like suicide, etc. So they have to be the ones to deliver the news to an elderly who is living on. They'll be there when it all happens. Some more like, oh, just being a third party going through a turmoil. Some of them just cannot be. Yeah.
Okay, this is me just being brutal, but I think delivering news that your child has died is easier because you are going to die.
True.
But if you let's say you're a young person and then your parents are you are like young enough for you to be worth by bad decisions, and you have a
It's
lot of your life
tougher.
ahead. The next immediate thing, let's say you're a law enforcement, I don't want to see you ever again. I don't want you to see you sniffing drugs, doing all kinds of stupid shit. Because the problem here now is that I cannot guide you because I'm not.
Yeah.
I don't know who you have.
I don't know which friends or relatives
Correct.
will be there to guide you. It's more of like I know, okay, you're way past the feeling, the empathy stage or the sympathy stage, and more of like I'm just concerned for the news bearer. Like I'm concerned for how your life is going to play out from here on. You know, like if we take the feelings out of this whole situation, that yeah, I really feel sorry for you, but I'm also concerned for you. Like what's going to happen to you now? That kind of
I feel less. I
Oh.
feel less of that, but more of because you have received news of such gravity at this tender juncture, your brain tends to choose fight or flight,
Yes,
never to rationalize.
correct.
So
Or like
that
what
be-
if we develop a trauma?
yeah,
Yeah,
then naturally right,
true.
that one single isolated incident will cause you to cause harm for the and that becomes a problem. So there is no good way. So that in sense becomes my rut. I.e., there are
Other
no
people's rut.
No, there is
Becomes
no
your rut.
good step forward. You continue doing your job, you're just gonna be a shithead telling people that other people.
Yeah.
You stop doing your job, you're just gonna be a people.
This topic so serious.
Yeah. Today
Yeah.
got few
A
quite
bit more
interesting.
heavy.
Yeah, we start heavy, then we slowly lighten up. Yeah. Because if we start light, right, then we end the day heavy. Then
Yeah,
Monday
true,
blues
true,
very
true,
quickly.
true.
Yeah. So that means that you cannot do anything that seems like the societal right answer. Because if you leave, right, then you
Yeah.
become deserter, then you also LL,
Yes,
right?
yes. I don't know. For me, right, I don't really see. I don't know if it's good or not. I think it's ignorance. Like whenever I'm in a rut, right, I believe that your body is capable of just going into survival. Like like for example, if a close one or loved one dies, the first thing that comes is like, okay, hello Leon.
Hi, Leon.
Hello.
这个观众方法
You just nice enter our conversation. Okay, so our topic today is one of our topics is how do you deal with like your life whenever you hit like a stopping point or like a challenge or rut, the most
Yeah.
lowest point of
How
your
do you
life,
motivate yourself?
yeah, but I think that okay, for example, close friend. Okay, so my partner's dad passed away. Yeah, so 哇，我在家里做工哦，
I
哇
appreciate you doing this because I don't know whether I remember I told you this before, but she reads everything in right.
Yeah.
So, right,
I very
you
tempted
can
to
write
read your name. Leon Tsukitomi Ikiao. Like, reply, in message, 1 minute.
Yeah. she'll read whatever. So that's why it's like times.
Oh
Well
my
done.
gosh.
Yes.
Anyway,
Yes.
so what happens is like when something drastic or very big happens, right? The first thing you say yourself is, okay, I need to do the necessary thing. Set this, contact this, okay, okay. So you get yourself busy. I feel first, like that's the body speak. Yeah, you breathe, and then you get yourself busy to like, you know, get things, get your mind running. And then only when you really sit down and then you think about it, and you're like, ah shit.
Yeah, that is what I call
Yeah,
rub. When
so
you've
that's
done
the rub.
something.
I can eat. You're the
Okay, the best part, this is so true.
yeah.
We had a lot of interesting conversations about how to and that's why I want to talk about it because what happens in the motivator
Yeah.
when the motivator becomes a rub? I am usually a motivator. Yeah.
Mm.
So I want to find out what it feels like to be. Are you a motivator in your group, or do you require friends when you get yourself out? So like what we
Yeah.
define rub means okay, it happened to you. You deal with the immediate
Yeah.
problems already. Now you sit down and you realize that there is no good way moving forward. Everything hurts. Everything is either a pain thing or you're gonna lose part of yourself moving forward.
I think I just go with the logic. Like I'll just like it's okay, I'm okay, what is needed to be done now? Like I'm just like the task doer. As in whatever you need me like to make you feel better, whatever you want me to do to make you feel better, just tell me. Then I'll
Okay,
just, like,
so
take
I
it.
put you in a situation in which, let's say, the
Yes.
easiest situation that we both understand because we're in a relationship.
Yeah.
You find the person has cheated.
Oh
Your next step can either be you pretend it didn't happen,
no, how come that?
and then he tells you that we're done.
Oh, okay. Wait, pause. So if he cheat, okay, then after he don't want to come
So
clean
the first option is very simple.
I like this is a fish.
Yeah, the first option is very simple. It's either
Yes.
you talk about it
Yes.
and then eventually you either deal with it and
Mm.
we know let's just assume that his reaction is sincere.
Okay.
Or you don't talk about it
Okay.
and you just pretend nothing happened. So these are the two options. So now the immediate thing that you deal with right,
Yeah.
is making that choice. So what choice in a hypothetical situation, doesn't
Yeah.
really happen, what will you do? Okay, so now you've
Yeah.
done.
Mm.
That is the rub. Where you have
okay.
chosen your own death. And now you may or may not be able to trust people for quite
Yes.
a long time now.
Correct.
How do you motivate yourself out?
I think okay, first way of the motivating myself is to take a step. Like to pull myself. I always like to imagine myself as a third person, like in a third person's perspective. Yeah, if I look from above, weird godly persona.
Yeah. A lot of people does
Yeah,
that, right?
if I'm above and then I look at myself, what kind of advice would I give myself? Yeah, so I'll take the emotions. Yeah, like okay, give you like grieving time, like 1 or 2 days, grieve. Once you grieve and you cry finish, right? The next day you cannot think about it again. Like you give your period or window to grieve, and then from next day onward, like you have to like make yourself stronger lah. Because if not, the only person who will be affected is you, to be honest. Yeah, and if only you have yourself to look after yourself, then if you continue this path, this is GG 啦。OK， 你要 survive 的嘛，你要不要 survive，你就是要like step yeah. So I'll pull myself back and I look at myself in the third person's perspective, and then from there I'll think of what I will advise myself. Then from there I'll do what my fake self will.
So it's like you set yourself deadlines and steps. Right. Like you have to stop being a piece of shit.
Yeah. Just stop crying.
Then you need to like get better.
A bit, but it's never easy. It's never easy, and like there's also, but there's a loophole to this lah. There's like the emotional aspect that we maybe never consider. Maybe the emotions part will get so severe, it will just engulf a person.
Yeah, sometimes it takes a while before. Then you be human and you just lose
Yeah.
your deadlines. Then you
just
suffer
like
a bit.
push myself. Oh shit! You made me 10 days. Okay. Take 10 days to grieve. Yeah, I feel like grieving is a process of, it's part of the process of life. It's like you know that it's going to go. Yeah. If you don't grieve and you still, I think they're more dangerous. If you still think that no, everything is okay. Like I still have it. What I still can get it back. Like like there's I think a state of denial is always.
Yeah.
You're like trapping yourself in the loop.
In the loop.
In the loop. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, not everybody can do what they say. And that's the where
Yes.
internal strength comes from. So having
Yes,
a plan
yes.
is a good step. Knowing what to do.
Yes, but must always be prepared that you won't be able to follow
Yeah,
what you
yeah.
want to do.
So that's why people always
Yeah.
tell you write down your plans. Because
Yeah.
just in case one day
Yes.
you get hit by emotions, right? You forget all your
Exactly.
plans. So
I
I think
think
you got like,
I know writing down helps. So previously I was helping my friend. I mean I was going through a time with my friend where she was in a toxic relationship. So like for her, funnily enough, right, writing things down helps. Some
Why is
people
it
it
funny?
doesn't work because like it's just funny now you look back. As in, some people say what the shit you write down for what it doesn't help me, but for some people it really helps. So like they have to state down the pros and cons. I'm in a toxic relationship. What are the pros? And then they need to be able to see the thing. Like it needs
Oh,
to
yeah,
be
yeah, yeah, yeah,
visualized,
yeah.
and then they start to, oh yeah, actually it's not as rosy as I thought it was.
Yes,
Because
yes.
once you see the list of negatives that is like so long, and then your positive is just like, boing, then like, oh damn, yeah. So
Yeah,
it's like,
yeah,
so I agree
yeah,
with like the whole writing thing actually helps.
Because sometimes, right, it's just really dumb. You just need to see more pros in life than cons. Then you're like, eh, correct, eh.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, but this pro the 重量 is a 10, the cons that is only a 0.5.
And then you just write 10次 lor, 一样 what, right? You think the value. Leon said,
Leon,
I mean,
Zuki
no plan is a plan also,
Yeah.
right?
True.
And
True,
if you
true,
know me, that's how I motivate myself.
Yeah, like just continue going on, lor. Like see what comes to mind and
Yeah.
just doing it. Yeah.
I find motivation in normal
Mm.
because of the fact that life is not easy.
Yes.
It's fun.
So you have to see what works for you. I mean, like
Yeah,
some
yeah.
people, and sometimes different things. Like for some, maybe for this situation, I need the systematic way. Maybe for this other situation, I need the fun song and let loose way. So like you shouldn't maybe like say, oh, I have to do this. I read online that so and so says that no, you just do what comes to mind. I believe like the body will always have a natural way of telling you what it wants.
I am very I would say opinionated in this sense. For myself, it's always whatever. Because if let's say okay, today you gonna down, tomorrow you die, it's good. Because my life goal is very strange. At the end, I mean, I'm a semi-religious person. I believe that eventually you go to like whatever
Somewhere.
the top version is lah.
You go up to a
Then
mountain somewhere.
Usually, most of the religious texts tell you the top version, right, got a door, then door they'll tell you your good life. I just want to be able to tell a good story, right?
Oh, true.
So if I go through life and like shit happened to me, it's a good story, bro. At the end of the day, right, you can just sit around with all the fellow angels slash spirits slash good people and just have a chat. And I think that's great. Right. So personally, when I motivate myself, it just
NTU.
no, he's my friend.
Oh, he's your friend. Hi, Leon. Wait, I just did a mini mouse hover over your
She likes to
mouth.
stalk people live.
You want to see who am I talking to? I want to get to know you, you know.
So that's literally what I just let it
Oh,
happen. See what happens.
okay.
Because the thing is, right, you will never if you plan your life, you will plan yourself into
True. True.
this is a guaranteed fact.
Yes,
But
correct.
if you don't plan your life, which means anything that happens to you becomes new, you get easily distracted. Which is a good thing. Because let's say you're in a rut, right? And then you just plan, okay, I need to do this, I need to do this, I need to do this. You are still in a different kind of rut.
Yes, correct.
It's just a dictated rut. But let's say you just whatever lah. People say, hey, you want to go out outside? But in my schedule, I cannot. I'll just be like, sure, whatever, see what happens. Then you go.
Yeah.
You could be even worse, because you could be the only ever who is single in a group of couples.
Yeah lah, true lah.
Right? And that could be the worst case scenario or the best, because all your couple friends will be like, hey, got this guy. And you suddenly become target number one. Which is great also.
The receiver of all your friends' love.
Yeah,
the
right.
spotlight of love.
That's how you motivate yourself in that.
Yeah.
Because life has thrown you something,
Yes.
life will throw you something.
Yeah. And then like I think it's a lot of just carry yourself like okay, it's just one of the hurdles. It's gonna come again next time, but this is just one of it, so you have to move on lah.
A lot of people are, yeah. So my mindset used to be like that, where life is just filled with. And then you always feel that as like somebody from somewhere has taken something from you. But that's life. And it feels okay, it might be a good thing if like I don't know lah, your upbringing is that kind of, but to me I think sitting through and thinking about it, right? The only good thing about life is suffering. Think about it.
I'm just joking. Okay, continue.
Right. Okay.
Okay.
Greatest scientific discoveries in the shortest time of what?
Okay. War, yeah.
War.
Like the nuclear war.
Best medicines for kids.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
healthcare, mental healthcare, comes from the fact that people keep killing.
Yeah.
So the fact that right, we don't get cures for problems that don't exist. Problems are there so we can.
Find a way.
Yeah. So now right, I will tell everyone very openly, I'm quite masochistic in terms of just dealing with life. I want to see
Just
how
run towards
bad
it.
it gets.
Yeah.
Because the thing is right, they always tell you,
Yeah.
oh, human body can take a lot, it's always a mind game. It's not.
Yeah.
Your human
There's a
body
limit.
cannot get pulled apart
There's
and
a
just be
limit,
like,
guys.
you 不一半不见 right, 那个 brain right half
无法分
exposed.
尸。
Ah, you'll be
No
like,
lah.
it's okay what? No, it's
No,
not. Right?
Yeah, you're not supposed to say like. I think that's the scary part. I think the scariest thing is like it's okay. Life is always like that. Life is always like that. But sometimes you just have to sit down and be like, oh man, shit. I'm unlucky. Or like, oh, the people that in my social circle, I'm the only one who can like this kind of thing. And that's a fact. Like some people I feel like their way of dealing, right, it's just like, no, it's okay. Life is always life is tough. There always be hurdles. As long as I 过这一关, that's okay. You know what? That is very, it's a scary thought, I feel. Because it feels like you're building your expectations towards something. And then it keeps going higher. And
Or
then the
lower
next,
actually.
or lower. Yeah, and then the next time shit happens, it's just going to rocket either way. Like,
And because there are people that I know that are like, oh, life is like that. And they just take it. To the point where, right, a boy just comes in and just looks her the wrong way. And she's like, oh, that's love.
oh,
And just takes it.
oh. I mean,
And that's
You're
why
happy?
when we give, or when I try to give advice to them, try not to tell them that you should accept lives like that. I always tell them do something about it.
True.
Right? Give yourself some sense of agency, right? No matter how much it costs. Because you need to remember that you're allowed.
Yeah.
And a lot of people will just be like, no, I don't want to do this. Then I'll like, build my escape way. Maybe I avoid, I don't watch love dramas. And then they give themselves like a really effed up plan, right? That doesn't teach them how to deal with the problem, but help them get rid of the problem. So what happens is that no, but nobody will do the right way of let's confront the person. Okay, the way I do confrontation,
True.
right, is very harsh.
Okay.
So that means that if you bring up tomorrow I must be able to talk to you.
Yeah.
And not a lot of people
Yeah,
can do it.
Yeah. Or like if I really feel that something, I don't feel something is right, I'll just say.
But can you deal with the consequences?
I mean, based on whether how much I value you as a friend.
So my fun thing always like people who are quite brave, they will let tell me that, I will confront them. Very simple, right? You have your significant other.
Yes.
You feel
okay,
that
let's go ahead and this thing.
yeah, you feel that your significant other's not okay, then
yes.
you confront the person. And then they tell you every single problem that you've done.
Yes.
How you've not contributed
Yes.
and you are the reason.
Ooh,
You are the reason why they're not contributing.
that happens a lot.
So the thing is that some people are like, oh yeah, sure, whatever. And that's the point where I like to look at. Because that means that you're defending, you're tunneling,
Yes.
you're turtling, you're scared.
Yes.
That's why you're trying to justify it.
Yes.
Can you accept it? And a lot of the times I find joy in knowing that I'm shit.
So at least like people tell me that I can change lah.
Sometimes I don't want to change, I just want to
As in
know
like
it
I just
exists.
know that or like I just want people to know as in at least it's a mirror, you see. Like if nobody tells me like the things, I will just keep thinking like it's very funny, or like you're just swimming without knowing how much armor or how much floats you have. you're just swimming, but you're like no one to tell you to bounce off. You're not like an echo whale or a dolphin where you like you're not like a whale where you can echo in the ocean and it bounces back and it tells you like where you are. You need people to like feed you either criticism or the right one. I mean, constructive criticism is fine.
People in chat let us know whether whales have echo. I'm pretty sure they don't, right? I don't know.
Oh, hello, Leon
why
sister.
not on Wednesday we got Kabutan ramen. It's really good.
Woo!
But the box a bit boring because it comes in like the cover box. The other Ichiran one got like printed one, but it's quite nice.
DJ Fish say, my life philosophy, 70% plan, because not everything goes according to plan. 30% improve the custom kind of crazy I can get a random. So,
I only plan 10% of my life. And the 10% are really mundane. Like for example, when I buy clothes, buy 7. Why? Because I need to go out 7 days.
Okay.
What colours are they? Whatever's on sale, I don't care. And that's kind of the spontaneity that I like. A lot of people cannot do it. Even my girlfriend cannot do it. Like, can you like just plan out so that I know when I can meet you? Like, I don't know what's gonna happen.
Oh no!
So I get a lot of shit with her. But like I think I've been blessed by like all the different like gods, right? That she's very very patient. Yeah. So she's the only person that can deal with my nonsense. Yes. So big shout outs.
Sometimes my mom and I are just like, oh, around the day, I don't know, okay, not the one. Then we were supposed to watch Shang-Chi 2 days ago. And we're just like, I don't feel like, can we just stay home and play Genshin?
Yeah.
You're just like, just do whatever you want.
But I think you are more like PJ Fish. It's still 70%.
Oh, yes,
Because
correct,
if
correct.
you
I don't think I have 10% plan though.
because
Yeah.
there are people who like, oh, like 2 days ago we're supposed to watch. I'm like, get out.
Yeah.
You are remembering shit.
Yeah, that's why. God, apps.
Leo, I
I
cannot.
cannot deal with your nonsense.
No,
man,
you're the
but
only
Leon-
person who don't find it as nonsense because I think you, like me, find joy in just watching chaos happen. The talking is happening. You can see why she's leaning forward because she's talking. You can find me if I'm not wrong. I'm here there.
Oh, that's you.
Okay, so I think that in itself
Is he
becomes
your
very
junior?
easy. No, he's same year as me.
Oh, hello, Leon.
Stalkers, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, so
stalking.
what motivates you out of the rut? For me, watching chaos.
Ah.
Because the
You're
thing,
like the Joker though.
God bless year 2 girlfriend Arts. Yes,
Yeah.
God bless her. Yeah, I'm okay. The Joker is different. Chaos is not the destination. Chaos is the journey.
Yes.
The destination is awareness.
Leon 不可以这样讲话 I'll get very
You-
sad.
You can go and stop her also. She's an artist by the way, so you can go and like disturb. Hey,
Yeah.
friend, on. Okay, yeah.
Friend.
So yeah, Joker chooses chaos as the best way to get awareness. I don't need awareness. I need chaos. The logic of having chaos is that imagine like in you read before.
Oh,
Every time something hits it, the pattern changes.
yes.
And if you played those kind of match games,
Okay.
then you get stuck. Right? You got a button to reset everything. Shit. Then you get more moves. And that's the easiest way I can explain my life philosophy.
Okay.
Sometimes the situation looks like that because the pieces are stuck.
Yes, you just need a change in everything.
Yes. Then you're
Yeah.
no longer stuck. You're just in a different kind of
Yeah. You
unsolved.
might have to start over, but at least you're no longer stuck.
Okay, so the logic with starting over and causing chaos is different.
Oh.
So starting over, for example, in a situation would mean that okay, I need to look into myself, I need to figure out whether or not I'm still the same person, I need to do some improvement, get myself a Tinder profile, For me, chaos is just
Let it
whatever,
rip.
yeah lah.
Let it rip, guys.
Just do whatever. If the opportunity comes, go for it. Like I don't
Yeah.
need to improve myself or whatever. Am
Oh, I
I
mean start over as in like I was thinking about the stick game. Actually.
stick game?
No, imagine like you know last time got the colourful sticks.
Ah.
Yeah. I don't know. Sorry, a lot of things are just happening in my mind. Can you just continue?
As in like just restart the level and try again.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah, but you're still dealing with the same problem, you see.
Oh no, like but try it. Oh yeah, true. Oh, okay.
So that's why it's like you can. There are two
Yeah.
ways to do this.
Mm.
What's more fun? Chaos. Personally, I'm very anarchic simply because anarchy is a little bit
Fun.
Sometimes it's not fun. Sometimes when you anarchy, right, everybody suffers because.
True.
But then right, that means that instead of you being at the bottom, everybody's.
Oh, true.
And some people don't like the fact that I do this because why are you causing everyone?
Everyone.
pain?
Okay.
Because if you don't if you cannot explain or rather you cannot understand where I come, then I bring so everybody. And that
Shit
to some
sinker.
that to some people is just they kind of feel like I don't wanna do this. And the brilliant part of it is that means that right sometimes if you are the out and all your friends are there, I will explain to you how to break. Because sometimes you just need that. And when you take that, everybody comes down to you. They already hate you, right? But now because they understand why they hate you, and they learn to fix it, everybody can build together. So that journey hurts. And not a lot of people like it. But some people who needed it, right, will come to me like, how do I destroy everyone I know? Just so that we can all love each other. And I get the fun reputation of being that evil villain. It's like, it's great, right? Because evil villains don't live to live forever, they're not stupid. And all heroes who eventually live too long will become
What the Two-Face one.
you either die a hero
Yeah,
or live
or
to be a villain.
Yeah, you live long enough to see yourself.
And I think that like don't have to choose the correct way. Like what Crystal say, you can choose to be adaptable. My brain a bit stupid because I'm a guy. So I choose
Compartmentalize.
yeah. So I will always, if my friend need help, here's the systematic way. If I need help, let's just explore and see what happens.
Yeah. I feel like there's different treatment, like from what you advise others and what you let yourself.
Yeah, I'll never advise
Yeah,
any,
yeah.
any of my friends to knowingly explode. Because
Yeah.
if you're not okay with the fact that this can go even worse, i.e., your next only way out is to just prostitute yourself, and you need to be okay with it, then I wouldn't advise you to explode. Right? But I'm very ready to be like, yeah, the world is going to shit. Yeah, just see what happens, you know.
Hashtag guys,
Jump
yes,
in a-
ready to prostitute
Jump in a
himself.
cartel, do a gang squad, take my Uzi sideways, be like,
Then
sup, get killed.
shave the eyebrows.
Yeah. Because to me, I still think that it's an experience that I didn't have. The worst situation is for me to learn nothing from an explosion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, the worst nightmare, right, is that I went through all that, right, for nothing. But it's kind of funny, but like in a sadistic way, like, oh my god, look at me, I just went through a bunch of nonsense and I didn't even get anything out of it. Like,
Yeah, that's why I don't like to win games.
yeah,
Because
like,
I learned nothing. I just learned that I'm better than people who are bad at the game. Which means nothing. And if you're bad, you're like, oh, I know what I done.
yeah,
Okay, I'm
it's
gonna
just
do
like,
this.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh man, I hate that feeling the worst. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So basically, how do you motivate yourself? She has a extract yourself from the situation, third person view, give yourself some motivational steps to take so that you can slowly lead yourself out.
Yes.
Ian's way is destroy everything you see, cause chaos, mix it up. And then when
True.
everything's in the rubble, try review.
True.
Because from there, your options are no longer limited, your options are wide open because everything.
Yeah. Destroy the wall.
Destroy everything.
Destroy.
Okay, Crystal, what's
Yes.
your topic?
My topic actually it's kind of linked. I mean it's very linked lah actually. How do you know if people do? It's kind of linked to the first one.
Not really. It's not that they don't like us. They just have a bad experience coming in contact.
I mean it's like it was a good like a highway and then there's one exit that you can kind of like from there.
My head just says the meme of the car shooting.
It's like just now we were on a certain highway and then like at a certain point like there was like, oh that's Crystal stopping. Do you want to drive here now? Guess not. Let's go to Ian stopping.
I will lose my job. Yeah, when people don't like you, you will lose your job.
Oh no, hi Fion. Why? Okay, Fion, what kind of job are you having? Are you having like a customer service role or like you know? Yeah, I mean the next topic is just a very simple topic. Like how do you know if people don't like you? And sometimes it can be like the I don't love you, I don't like you, but I don't hate you.
Rins, hello.
Hello to my lively presenters.
Thank you so much. Personally, when
Yes.
there are a bunch of people who actually like me, that's how I know that there are people who
Yeah lah. There's always a positive thing. See, like if there are people who like you, there has to be people.
So okay, the worst kind of situation that could happen,
Okay.
I would say
Just
all of us, is indifference.
Mm,
I would rather have a million haters and one person who like me than
then
a million different who don't
True.
give. Because the thing is, right, I can ache the people who hate. My life will get improvement. Like if you don't like me, right, I'm just like really. Then they get angry. All the comments start rolling. Right, I'm like, bro,
Oh,
you know my
yes.
video got 50 million comments.
Yeah.
It's
my
still
God.
gonna be beneficial for me, right? But the problem here is that do you think people not liking you is a bad thing?
I think I respect if someone tells me straight to my face that rather than say it behind my back. It's like I respect that you're honest enough because I feel like at least you're honest. Like you're open enough.
I like when people pretend that they like me. They think that they like me.
Yeah, that's the
Let's
best.
be really real.
Oh my god, and then you can slowly like test water, like 踩他们的尾巴, and then you get to see them like,
They wins, right? And then they have to pretend to like you.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, let's see how this particle can go. And I purposely press all your buttons. And then
how
like,
far you can go.
yeah, and especially people. Okay, I have experience where people just really just don't like. Start of the day, I'm like, hey, how's your family? Let's pretend to be really important. Like you don't want to share because you don't like this person.
Yeah.
And if you're a piece of shit in front of everyone else, you're a piece of shit.
Yeah.
So you start talking.
So it must be nice.
Yeah, so you start talking, right? I'm like,
Yes.
ooh, let's go, man. How much can I
Yeah.
socially hack you? Can I know your passwords? Can I know your mother's maiden name? What's your first pet name?
See what's your breaking point.
Yeah,
Quite fun.
and I personally enjoy that because after a while, they're either gonna hate you more.
Or they're gonna change their perception of you.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
this person is like, why are you so interested?
One thing I've always realized, right, that the majority of the hate comes in like the first impression.
Yeah, because they don't know.
Yeah, yeah. This is damn stupid. Like 90% of the time, right, you hate someone, it's also probably or you don't like someone. It's probably because of the first impression or the things you hear about that person. And then if you actually really start to talk to the person in question,
Hmm.
if the person still does the things that you don't like, and then when you get your 10% confirmation, okay, I really hate this guy.
Mm.
But for most of the time, it's just like he isn't the best, but he isn't that bad.
Mm.
You know, that's the important part. Like that, it's just annoying. Like
I think you
stupid
can
guys.
tell very very clearly. Crystal is normal people. Ian is clinically insane. So when I purposely present the worst
I
side,
like when I kind of keep going back to Fion Yao's comment. Like, how do you know if someone hates you, I will lose
I
my
will mention
job?
yes. Your boss has to let you fire.
Sorry, Fion, 我们
Yeah.
有点变态。
So what happens is I will naturally present what I'll call 50%.
什么是 50%？
50% is basically 50% of the good things where normally people will like nice
Okay,
and
okay.
just be absolutely brutal. So, hey, why today you look like a car bang in your face? Why? And I like to do that simply because that means that if the person can be open enough, interpret that as like it's a joke.
Yeah.
The person doesn't actually.
Oh,
Because
true.
if I would hit you, you wouldn't know.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, so you're the one who tests the water first.
I always do that. And
Yeah.
the people who cannot take the joke, right, will never stay for the funnier parts. Right? But the people who can take the joke, you know I will joke with you your entire life.
Yeah, yeah.
Because sometimes we just need to laugh about the fact that life is tough. Right? So
True.
the 50% is very fun because a lot of people will see that 50% and be like, ooh, he's 50%
It's very
bad.
aggressive.
Yeah.
You know, they're like, whoo, okay, whoa.
Yeah. Like I wouldn't want to go near the 50%.
They'll
bad.
tiptoe.
And
Yeah.
the funny part is that because of the impression, they get very big. So have you ever played with a cockroach? You bong one side, they zao. You bong one side, they zao. They got no place to zao. What do you do?
Boom.
You take some curry, then you dig on. You see what happens, he's like, bong, xiao liao eh. He gets very excited, start going around trying to like get in more people. So more people get to know about this entire situation. Then everybody's in, right? So when people come and ask me, hey, Ian, why you going to do this? Oh, all I did was just step, and then like, he's the one looking at the cloud. So you ask me, I tried my best to like have fun, but this cloud, and then that's usually what people. Why you like to play mind? I'm not playing mind games.
Yeah.
I'm just literally wanting to talk to you. You don't want to talk to me. Then after that, you go and tell people.
Yeah.
"Embrace me." Like, yes.
Yeah.
And the funniest part is the people who don't understand that I do this, because they cannot accept it. They will see me as very aggressive, and they
Yes.
only use me for killing jobs, which
Yeah.
which is like, hey, can you go and tell this person we don't want him? That all my friends are like, hey, Ian's gonna do this thing again. Come,
Why, how
let's
please?
watch. Please come watch. Then it's just like they're all like, those children first time see movie.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, yeah. Oh, wow. I always find testing to be very fun.
Yes.
Like testing someone out. Because right, in personal experience, in my previous workplace, we live in a very like shark what's that waters shark filled
Shark
water.
Tank.
Shark tank. Yeah. It's like whatever you say can always and will always be used against you. So there are a lot of times where you don't know in a very hierarchical kind of workplace, you don't know who you can tell things to, and sometimes you like to 放 bait. Like you tell one person this thing, and then you tell another person of another thing, and then when it reaches right, you see who is the one who actually talk shit about you.
One thing right that the way I live has resulted is I don't really care whether anything happens to me. Like
True.
yes, you need income, but I'm
True.
still on the basis of I could technically prostitute myself. That's like the bottom line. Or even better, actually, I could help the old auntie and uncle going to right, and people actually appreciate the festival.
Yeah.
Right. So on that end, right, everything becomes like a game. And some people
It's like what I have nothing to lose. You know those kind of people.
Some
those
people always say
mentality.
you have nothing to lose. I'm like,
But
technically,
no lah, you always have something to lose. Like,
I have my Skyrim
Who are you kidding,
subscription,
guys?
my Netflix
Who are
subscription.
you bluffing?
Yeah, yes, technically I have to
I need to pay bills, guys. I need to so
my standard of living will go down. But to me, right, it's not to the point where I would be socially afraid,
Mm,
let a dingus down, like this, just bring a dick to you,
Yeah.
like, what are you doing?
true.
And some people find that as disrespectful when you call the boss.
I'm just the people that stand one side and watch.
Yes, I'm the kind of person who'd be like, wait, you want us to head dive because you think head dives are cool? Sure.
Yeah.
Let's just ruin your company because you think this is a funny idea. And I will be the person who be like, I tell you on my resume I do 100%.
Oh.
So that means right, if I know we're gonna succeed 100%, if I know we're gonna fail, let's go as fast as possible.
Yeah.
And I think at my previous workplace, right, they were really like aggravating a lot because I feel
Okay. Okay.
so in the meeting they were like, I want to like, hey, these are all the problems that I don't think it'll happen. Let me record this down, and I physically just press record. Can you just say that again so that I can get it in? And then after that, right, when they said do this, then I'm like 100% in, boom, all my effort, and we just hit dive.
yeah.
And then he goes shout, he gathered all of us in the room, be like, what? It's what you said, boss.
Yeah.
I worked 100% according to your instruction, boss. Ain't me. And that people don't like because like, oh, you need to be subtle about it. If you want to play these kind of games, cut off your penis, go to the Empress, and then be a 太监. That's literally their job. Their job is to play politics. Right? If you are here to work, just work.
Yeah.
Right? If you want to play office politics, and that's a game for you, like i.e. you actually treat it as a game. Like the job's not important. You don't need it. You're living in Sentosa and Go-Kart Bungalow. You don't need a job. You're just here to play office politics. Dude, we need to be friends. Because I want to play that game too, but as a game. Not as
Yeah.
like somebody's livelihood. Because
Yes.
sometimes when I play, I need to know that everybody who's involved are well to do. Like they are probably like what
Yeah.
mental
No
conditions.
consequences lah. Like
Yeah.
no dire
They
consequences.
are
you
paid
know.
so much that their 棺材本 right, they can buy gold 棺材 with like diamond studded one. They don't
Diamond
need the money.
studs.
Then they want to play a
Yeah.
game, we play the game. But if let's say you're like talking about like, people like you want to give shit up. You're an asshole, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's why if I'm playing around you, I think you are well to do. I think very highly of you that you can sustain the
I think 你输得起。
the damage that I'm about to inflict. You're fine. It's good.
Oh my gosh. Sekali 他真的不 fine sia. Sekali like hidden somewhere got some like bitch dead or
A
something.
lot of people end up not being fine
Yeah.
because they like to flex themselves.
Yeah, because they are like they always overstate.
Yeah.
Like you know, people always show off more than what they actually are. So yeah.
Yeah, big shout outs to my final legacy teams. If you know what we're talking about, yeah, all the people who flex it in games cannot take it on. It's fun like we were part of that experience, and a lot of people like the fact that I am the person.
My sis.
Thank you. Yeah, so the logic is that they like me being that one person who matters so that they can all like sit in the waves and
Yes.
participate. Because sometimes right, you get very aggravated.
Yes.
But you don't want to be the person who will aggravate others. But you need some kind of
But-
method.
One word of caution for those out there who also want to be the aggravator like Ian, just make sure that you don't get taken advantage of. Most of the time, right, they say, I want to be the martyr, I want to be the aggravator, but they are not the full kind of aggravator where you think like, it's okay, I don't mind prostituting myself at the final stage of it, right? So they're like half baked. They be the martyr and then confirm is just be a scapegoat for everyone.
Yeah. Yeah.
So like there are things that if you want to go with the Ian route, you must really make sure that
You
truly believe that you can, do without this job. Like for example, or you can do without this. You can, okay, whatever consequences that come for.
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
you need to be very comfortable that at the end of the day you walk out a lone person.
Yes.
Everyone blaming you.
Yeah, you should be okay because if not, people will just take advantage of you and they will just coax you with the things that they want to get it done, but they do it through you.
Yeah, so your
Yeah.
mentality needs to be strong. And
Yes.
also the fun thing about being a martyr is you can ask a lot of things from a lot of people. And what I like to do is blackmail.
Oh damn.
So in that situation when you ask me hey, can you tell this person, sure, can you help me do this one thing? And this one thing is usually absolutely harmless. It's not true. I just want to go spread rumor. Go. Just say some random shit to some random person. Hey, help me tell this guy right. Or that this person say this. It's like, oh really? Yeah. When the person asks, you just say you heard. Because the logic here is that when you play the marker, when it burns, you cannot burn in water. No, you need to burn in dry grass.
Yes.
So if everybody's water and you're the only one burning, will burn out very fast.
Yes.
But if everybody has a different shit,
Yeah.
and this is still a game to do. And okay, please check that everyone 输得起. If you are unsure that it's 输得起 right,
don't
do
do it, don't
don't
do
do
it.
it. Just keep your head down,
听话，你
hunker
爸
on.
爸跟你讲
Yeah,
just stay
Just
quiet.
earn your keep
Yeah.
and shut the hell up.
Yeah,
But if you're at the point
kiang.
where
Yeah.
at the point of time where everything is so bad that you know what, if it burns, it's good, and you know that everybody's super cheap, you want to play this, then okay, good. Then that's what you want to do. Just make it as fun as possible. Because workplace politics is only fun when there are a few players, but the game is good.
Yeah.
So how do you make
And they're really like the real players kind, and not
Yeah.
like the then the one foot in, then take a foot out.
Yeah.
That kind.
So what you need to do is basically counter intelligence. Just say
Mm.
whatever you want, right? Be at places and don't say a thing. Because the logic is, oh, there was one time I was just sitting by the
Okay.
that's how I want to see. Next week I tell you, person A tell person B this,
Yeah.
and I wish I didn't. Whether it's your doesn't matter. You were there.
Yeah.
The people who said something can attest that you were there. The fact that you said something, both of you,
Yeah.
and you move forward. Where does it go? Doesn't matter.
Yeah. Okay, that's the thing about politics. It's like it's all 都是人讲的. It's very stupid.
And it's because
Yeah,
of the fact
like,
that that's
why
how
would
you
Yeah, like why would you meddle with? Why would you want to be so definite with something when it comes to like when that something comes out from the mouth of someone, and just so you know, memories are not always concrete.
But
You
that's the brilliant
Yeah,
part.
you can remember wrongly, you know, even no matter how old or young, right? You go find there are countless of research papers and YouTube videos online, the smart ones, the more logical ones.
Flat
Don't like Google those like flat earthers video kind of shit, okay? You will see, right, that your memory is not definite, it's not absolute. You can remember things wrongly. You can mix up things. So that's the funniest part.
But I like it because it's then okay. If
Yeah.
let's say we have absolute memory, politics is not a thing.
Mm.
It's not fun, right?
Yeah,
because
yeah.
you cannot get half.
You
truths.
need the people who genuinely believe like what they saw and what they remember is correct. Like
the best part is right. Let's say if you are quiet, okay, you really keep your head down. That's also one way of playing it. Because if you observe how the person speaks,
yes.
you kind of more or less can insert random shit in, right?
Yeah.
That sounds like what the person would say.
Yeah.
You are golden.
Yeah.
And then it will never get traced back to you.
Maybe
Because-
I can imagine in the battlefield of politics, right? You know, like the knight. No, not really a knight. I don't know how to say like the in front or the front line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will definitely chiong first, die first, because it's fun.
Yeah. I'll be the quiet one actually. Because I don't want to 渡人家，你也不要渡我. But of course, at the same time, whenever battles happen, I'm just like picking up bullets here and there.
Yeah.
If you ever come, take out this bullet and throw it back to your face or something. Not throw it back, shoot
I
it.
like this analogy because someone had asked me that.
Oh.
Okay, so instead of bullets, you think pick up bullets.
Oh,
Because that means right, I have proper ammunition.
Yes.
But here's what happens. I go first, I die first. I play this game of suffering the least.
Mm.
You keep all the shit. If
Yeah.
somebody accidentally shoots one of your grenade in your head,
Yeah.
because you have all the secrets.
Yes.
I.e. like if somebody disturb you, okay lah, where one right, then you just 把全部人
Yeah.
secrets right? Right. So they feel that is power, but that
Yeah.
means that you're in the game suffering this mental
Yeah.
stress
Yeah.
for the longest period of time.
The best part about politics, I feel out of everything so far just pay no mind to nothing. I just don't want to be like whatever people say. I'm just like, oh, then go tell the person like, yeah, just be a dumbass about it. On
Like
purpose.
she wants to be a tunnel, you know, just
Yeah, just be a tunnel, like so that no one can use anything against you. No one can ever pin it on you. And if shit people want to dump their like you want to treat it as a scapegoat, I just like, huh? 他不是跟我讲的你是这个的咩? Like you people don't dare to like dump it on you also because technically the tunnel got like you will absorb a little bit. You know you
yes,
yeah, you know how to say.
Your copper pipe
Yeah. The sewage pipe the water that
的
don't
垃
pass
圾
properly.
会流一点点 then
Yeah, 我漏一点水 right?
yes.
So yeah. I'm just to stay safe, stay out of it. Don't mind me if not like I'm freaking like just
Yeah, or if you're a martyr like me, enjoy chaos, but you want it to be sweet. What you can do is right, purposely visit things like that, and start spreading them. So now people will never want to tell you things, and you're out of the game. Simple enough, because you cannot keep secrets, right? So it's a choice whether or not you want to keep secrets. Because sometimes not keeping secrets, and okay, don't do like family shit or like love line shit. You just work things. Like somebody said, oh, I forget to do. You just tell everyone there. Then instantly, right? They'll be like, hey, I cannot tell him anything. He will tell people.
Yeah.
Suddenly, your email very quiet, no. Wow, life is good. And it's your choice whether you want to work like that.
Yeah.
Because internally within the team, you want to keep secrets, that's you because they know you.
Yes.
But the outside people, they hear, hey, don't tell him this. Later, right, he go and tell everybody, no. Lah.
But main school of thought, just stick to one path.
Yeah, don't do
Yeah, that's the most important part. You want to be a quiet person, just be the quiet person. You want to be the loud person, just be a loud person. 不要 like 翻去 roti prata, don't know
Yeah,
what t-shirt to wear,
yes.
that kind of nonsense lah. Just stick to
Please
one.
don't, yes.
Yeah.
If not that one, right, you confirm no people like you.
Yeah, you dig a hole for yourself, man. Yeah. So that's main point and main takeaway for
So
for this.
the way that you know people don't like you is bad. Is it?
Actually, I never really go find out.
For me, right,
Yeah.
I know very clearly people don't like me because I purposely divide the room.
Oh, okay.
So there are people who are very interested in the fact that I do this job.
Okay.
And then there's a bunch that don't. So then when I come into the office, I know. I don't know whether you like me. I don't know whether or not you will come and backstab me in the future. No, I just split the room. There's some people who find the fact that chaos is fun was like poor, right? And then they're just like, I work here. This is my living. Can you stop destroying things? I'm like, okay, you are that
I'm
side of
here to
people.
make a life, man.
So that's how I.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really.
Conscious choice.
I don't really think too much lah. Technically, even if someone tells me like, "Hey, you know what, so and so," right? Then I'm like, oh, "Okay," but I won't take it seriously unless the person comes like straight to my face and tell me it to my face. If not, I just take whatever 你讲的话 as 风咯，放屁，飘来飘去。
But
Yeah.
if 你的放点材料 then just move on, right? Like you play the passing game, you know, like broken telephone.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Or like sometimes I just like to tell people, hey, I heard this person, oh, don't say you're there.
yeah, you just like survey out. She's actually like she thinks like okay, don't do both. She's actually like okay, hi, someone. Who talks here? She go and hide. Okay, don't try not to do both as much as possible.
Yes,
you either do one.
You'll burn yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For me, I think the rationalization of not knowing is more scary than knowing half the office.
Yes.
Yeah.
You just
So-
be an ignorant fool and be happy, do your job well lah. Don't spend
Yeah,
so much time
like-
thinking
like
about this
if-
kind of thing.
Work
Yeah.
is not the majority of your life. Everything else gives you more purpose in life than your work. Then hunkering down, I think, can be quite a safe idea because it
Yeah.
doesn't affect you.
Yeah.
Like people who are like 9 to 5, job is their identity.
Ah.
I think that becomes a bit harder for you to just keep your head down.
Yeah, to segregate. Like sometimes people just rope you in, whether you like it or not. You're like unwilling party, but because you're with a certain someone, you're like, hey, let's go eat together with this group of people, and then like, and then you're now part of them.
Oh, then I like to elicit secrets. The logic here is like you bring me in, right? You better tell me some shit.
Yeah.
If not, I'm gonna dig all the shit out.
保带进来，你要对我负责任。
Yeah, it's the kind of logic.
Yeah.
So that first it prevents you from going in ever again unknown
Yeah,
because they
yeah.
know that there's a cost and everything.
Yes.
The second thing is you can acknowledge like juicy stuff.
Yeah.
And it's fun. Why you can't do it? Nothing just forget it. Why you think it's so important, man?
Yeah, so who want to know about your shit?
Yeah, but sometimes just
Just
like
say that.
because they make you say shit, you feel uncomfortable, don't invite me, then stay on just leave me alone
Yeah, you think everybody want to know Just throw the amount back and then you think everyone know about your thing, man. But actually deep down like, yeah. It's so fun.
Yeah.
It's so fun.
So how do you know people don't like you? One is when people confront you. The other one is you purposefully make half of you so
Yeah,
that you know the
you
half of
purposely go find out lor.
Yeah,
That's
you
how
purposely
you
go
know.
find
And if not, it'll be like what fiance. By the time you know it, you lost your job.
Yeah. Which is kind of like very interesting. So if let's say you're
Yeah.
constantly working in like a stressful situation, will you experience burnout even though you're have you ever
Yeah.
experienced burnout?
Confirm. I think I burn out very easily. Yeah. So I know that I cannot keep like after like take a break. Take a break.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So
Even if drawing
so
also.
you let burnout happen to you and then you
Yeah.
do you not take precautions?
Oh no, yeah. As in like I know I cannot go all the way because I will burn out. So I will go all the way. So that's not an excuse of being lazy. Okay, but it's like the same. Okay, I burn out everything. I don't know why. Drawing. Whenever I draw, sometimes I have a face. I'll start drawing. I get a lot, and then after like, oh man, I don't want to touch my apple. I don't want to touch the pencil. Or like the music. I like to like listen until like, oh my god, okay, that's enough. Actually, I do.
I choose to deal with burnout by seeding ups in the future. So what do I mean by that? So for example, let's say this job if you watch our very, very first stream, there is some commercial capitalism and like stuff. Now we're just doing about us, right? And that's literally just slowly seeding. Like, okay, how about we do this? How about we do that? That's KIV. If it's KIV, right, just disturb people 7-6 times. Right? So there's a research. 7 times is the amount of times it actually gets stuck. So if you want to do something like speed reading or like memorization for your exams, do it 7 times. 7 times. Or if you want to annoy a person throughout the day, 7 times, just stop.
Wow.
They will think about it afterwards.
That's cool. That's cool. That's interesting.
It's horrible because some people just want to you like cats. And just do it. Oh, you think about cat. How about cat food? Now you just keep me thinking about cat food.
Hey, nice. Hello, Will and Call. Yes, our cute receptionist Julie. Julie was like telling us that you went down to collect already.
Yeah,
Thanks,
Will
Julia.
Koi says, hey Ian and Crystal, just collected my bundle. Your old KTV sent power.
像不像?
Okay, just for prefacing, it's not our old KTV.
Hey, we don't have a KTV here, guys.
Okay, we did a thing
Love
with
the South Jolly Ball, probably drawn by the Theo.
yeah, Theodore.
Theo,
So
yeah.
Theo 10 is basically OEM for a lot of hand sanitizer and stuff. And we went to their lab and actually had a little bit of fun.
Yeah.
We put it out to chat to ask them what kind of flavors they want. Then the clowns on chat will be like, hey, I want KTV smell. Because at that point of time got clown called KTV ma.
Yeah.
So we make off, and then I thought cannot but then the scientists at Yale 10 managed to do it. So they really got KTV smell. So when I want that, then he said later he smelled. DJ Fish said, tell me about it. I have crystal sand, okay, then power. What does that even mean?
I don't think power is good or bad.
Is it?
Yeah. Power.
Yeah, is it good? Like, is it aromatic power or pungent power?
Of course it's nice, right?
Wow, DJ Fish lucky, bro.
Pew, pew. I know the pew pew sounds very aggressive. Pew, pew.
I think
like, pew,
because
pew.
smell already then power. So the pew also got power.
It sounds very aggressive. Aggressive pews. Old school, right? Good old days, one. 这个没有很快啊。
我不要 expose 他这样嘞。
哇 when I watch 哇的爱哦娘家 when I watch Taiwan 1000 episode drama I was great. Oh, they always like to reuse their actors and actresses. They recycle. And then by the time the 900 episode, you already know like the third generation, the Sun Tzu life story.
The word has it that way back then in like my granny's generation. It's because the whole group was in like what the American will call screenwriters still, but in Taiwan I just call the actors. So if you are in the in group, you get casted. If you're not, that's why they always get casted because they're in the.
Damn son. Jivish, actually it smells like body wash, but its texture is like lotion.
Why is he suddenly a gremlin?
Oh my god, let's try reading. On top of Jedi. His twin brother will come back to bench. The scriptwriter power.
The scriptwriter got no more content. He today want to go home, kick guy, just leave.
Yes,
so
yeah.
he just copy paste, change name, change location, send. The editor read. Aya, no need me one this scriptwriter good what?
Yeah, if not damn messed up one is like actually 是 what half siblings then will split and then after they meet somewhere and then they like the one more like a soap opera for the Spanish one.
That's like the standard. No, actually the 1000 episode also like that.
Yeah.
They were like cause how to say they know that they have to produce 1000 episodes.
Yeah, so they must have a bit of drama.
Your story cannot write 1000 episodes one. So you have
Twin
to like
brother come back revenge.
Yeah,
Actually got
yeah, you have to do this
yeah,
plot twist, right?
你不是死了吗
Then they always have the worst one, right? Is that zoom into the face, then after you
And then you see all the set is always the same looking like pasty, like blue lighting nonsense. Yeah.
But the Ama watch song then okay lor. Okay. So that was burnout. I think that people would experience burnout in general. I try to play life like the way I would do it. Because what happens is that you plan an adventure, people do things, and nobody does normal people things. In a game where you want to live vicariously, you always do weird things. So I always put hints in like places to lead to other adventures, but I don't think about them first. It's just like you see exits so that when you're about to burn out, right, you got more options.
Oh my god! I saw one. Okay, now let's try really in different characters. Yes.
Wait, how? Wait, who? So
Okay.
how does that
How I don't know. I just like read out comments in different like voices.
go ahead? I think I'll do the punchline.
Okay, never mind. You do.
No, you do the this thing. Then I can do the punchline.
Well, but okay. How we gonna do it?
I don't know. You are the one who suggested it. Why is all your ideas? Come on, don't half bake it. Let's go.
I saw one Facebook snippet, super funny. The wife asked the husband if she and the mother trapped in the house full of fire, who will you save?
The husband said, I will save the fire. Burn, baby, burn.
It's a one shot of my face right. Nice, DJ. Yeah. What? Wait, what? I mean, don't get it. Oh, the lotion.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, topic 2.
Okay. Are humans smarter or stupider than we used to be?
Stupider. 100% stupider. There is a
Why?
research paper.
Oh, really?
Yes. We don't
Like
remember.
we're on a decline.
Yes, our brains are now only smart with interfacing with things, but our general intelligence is low.
That's sad. Because everything is all technology, right? Like we
It-
only do certain things like.
Yeah, a lot of things that we have
Right.
now are quality of life. They're not standard of living.
Mm,
Last time we had to achieve standard of living. Now we have to achieve quality of life.
I see.
So the innovations required for quality of living and standard of life is the same, i.e. the work that requires you to improve is still the same. But the end
Oh.
result is different.
Oh damn! So there goes my question for.
You can argue it
solve
otherwise.
in 10 seconds.
You can argue it
There
otherwise.
are papers.
No, because I
It's
mean,
been proven.
research is still research, and it's always not census of the world, right? It's always census of America.
America.
America, everybody's obese.
America.
You go to Vietnam, none of them are obese. Does the study relate? No, it
Japan.
doesn't. Japan.
Japan.
Japan is very
Or Singapore.
okay. Let's just review Singapore.
Yeah.
People are just born with it. I cannot help but say this, that it's like there's a select few
Yeah.
that looks like, I would say, mediable. Let's call it mediable.
Mediable.
Yeah, mediable.
Okay. Like media can appear media lah.
Yeah, then
Right.
the rest of us just look like grandparents. Right.
Okay.
In Japan,
讲难听一点啊 I feel like Singapore right, out of all the Southeast Asia countries 我们最弱
yeah, we're not ugly.
Yeah, we're not ugly but we're just not
Yeah, we're not. We're just not presentable.
Yeah, we're just like here.
And the best part about doing this is you get a very real understanding of humans are supposed to look like this.
Yes.
Imagine
Humans are not supposed to look like semi mediable.
can put a media lah,
可以
presentable.
我说可以上报纸 but you can also 上报纸 for the wrong reason so that's not what I meant. Can appear on TV, YouTube, I don't know.
Those that appear right, they don't say a thing,
明星
also can self
明星脸 Yeah.
Whereas in Japan, a lot of them look very presentable.
Yeah.
Then you get this very standard, very big standard.
Sounds like Ian and Kristen, you mean the 上报纸
This one, local monkey escape zoo. 就是 okay.
Sounds like us. Pew pew.
Yeah, when you imagine living in Japan, then you see everybody right, it's like a 7 out of 10. You
Okay.
cannot come out one 2 out of 10, right? Sometimes you still think if I suicide, right, then after that you still have to clean me off the floor, burdens, yeah. Then you're
Yeah,
like, wow,
sia.
very stressed about living it. And
But-
I got watch one video where that's literally her response. Her response is that even if I kill myself, somebody needs to take care of the problem.
Yeah. Oh gosh, this is like the epitome of like spiraling.
Yeah, because everybody's so good and like so nice looking, right? I look like the legit, like if you cook a baked potato and add ice. It's like,
Googly
no,
eyes.
sis, why you do this to yourself? And she's like, it's true. That's how some of the
Yeah.
people feel. That's why we keep
That's
ourselves inside the house. Yeah, 宅男宅女.
Oh, the needs.
Because the less you go out, the less you compare yourself with others.
It's kind of sad.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So
yeah.
like, thanks, I live in
But
Singapore.
like that's not how normal people look like. Not like normal people just look like people like there isn't. I mean, but I guess the average there is kind of high. I don't know.
Yeah, the problem is that, yeah, like, so like, I think like Taiwan people, Thai-maids especially,
Yeah.
the Japanese boys, who seem to always just look like
But they
perfectly
look very-
chiseled. It's their choice of makeup. Like, if you get them to like
Oh.
shed the makeup, go and tan one day, right? They all just look like the 2000s like
Yeah, the
almost
rebuttal.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, yeah.
So I cannot imagine.
Isn't that Boys Over Flowers?
Yes.
Ah! Last time I traveled to Korea for work. so stressful in 7-Eleven. You go to 7-Eleven, you need makeup.
Okay, so my question here is that the makeup, what do you consider? Because some of the people right put lip balm and the lip balm right don't have the
no color one.
the no color more expensive than tinted one, so you just
Yes,
buy the tinted
yeah.
one. So you look like you're always dressed up.
Oh my gosh. How do you know? Okay, I think the first I only went to Korea once, and then the first time right that it really hit me was like I was on a plane, right, and then I was like sitting, I was like sleeping like that lah. And then when we were about to land, no, the meaning, okay, so we are boarding time, and then after the girl sits down, right, immediately she brings out a backpack, then take out the hair curling thing, and then like, and then wear hoodie, then. And then when it's about to like land, right, suddenly she like speed there, take off the jacket, take off the hair curling thing, then like wow, suddenly like I'm like, oh my god, like what's going on? I'm just like from the side like, oh wait, what? We are here.
Yeah, okay, so I can understand this because my Korean friend has done me this really tough thing. It looks like
What?
they're very vain, but when you come to Singapore, she doesn't do it.
Oh.
Because it's a little bit humid, your skin doesn't dry up.
Yeah.
Right? But in Korea, what happens is that basically your whole outer layer, right,
Yes.
is in exposed of like fine dust.
Oh,
It's
okay.
exposed to like dryness,
Okay.
to cracking. If you got eczema, you go there just instantly
GG.
pass away.
GG.
So
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
why
yeah,
what
yeah.
they're doing, right, trying to prevent themselves from not dying to basically the environment. So it looks like they don't count about their parents. But the
True
problem is,
lah.
right, the cheapest things, right, always make you look like you very tapat.
True.
And the expensive natural things are, even though it's made there, it's very expensive.
Yes.
But they give you the most natural look. That's why
Yeah,
trending
yeah.
natural look
Yes.
instead of the artificial one.
Yes.
Yeah.
I asked my girlfriend, they say it's good. But I think same
It is,
for
it is.
yeah, Japanese as well. Like
Yeah.
they think it's like presentable. That's the decency you should have. To step out of your house, you must look presentable.
Because you care enough for the person. You
Yeah,
don't care, right?
You
You just
care
wear
enough
whatever.
to be easy on the eyes.
Yeah.
For the public. I
So
don't know.
a lot of them is not because they like vain or whatever. It's necessary for them to.
Yeah. I'm always rude.
Nice. Big up, dude. Cheers.
And then I think, okay, actually maybe it's just Singapore. Because when I go to I got a friend, she went over to Bangkok university for exchange. Wow, the toilets there inside always have like the dressing room one. And everyone, right, during their breaks, right, they go there, right, all put makeup. Thailand.
Thailand is also very,
Conscious.
I would say they're very affected by Catholic sense where their culture has been shipped over to their country.
Yeah.
And because the processes that used to be very expensive are now done in their country, not very cheap.
Yeah.
So it's very cheap to be trained. Yeah.
I don't know because like she's like, oh, other countries like 那个女的 all care about like 打扮 the toilet also have a specific like like airport toilet got mirror and then the stool inside where you sit down. Other countries also confirm have one.
Yeah.
But Singapore just like don't shit.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah. Yeah, to us it's like this is just a waste of space.
Yeah,
And
they're
like-
so efficient about it,
We're
right?
very pragmatic people.
Yeah.
We're just like it's just a waste of space and resources, and we don't need people to hog up the dressing room like sitting there. What if someone sleeps in there, like then doesn't want to come out?
There was once I had a lawyer friend.
Hey, where are you
Take us, yeah.
Hey.
The worst part is right, by doing that it doesn't differentiate the gender. Yeah. So my lawyer friend has a mentor, we spoke with the mentor, just ask them about appearing nice. Like do you need to do 11/10 appearance in a court to do that, visual impression? Because at that point of time we were researching Trump's red tie.
Oh, okay.
Because colours does affect like the way you present yourself.
Yes.
And the funniest thing this 56-year-old lawyer told me is that
Okay.
if you dress 10 out of 10, you are overachieving because you're spending more time dressing yourself
Then
than
like,
actually working.
yeah.
Do what is necessary, and that's a very prevalent thing in Singapore. Do what is necessary for you, meet the standard, and put your effort someplace else.
Yes.
Yeah, see, so what happens when lawyer dress 11 out of 10 and comes in as like a man? Should be an Instagrammer too. Because your ability is to dress yourself 11 out of 10, not doing law. And it just struck me to like,
But
that's very
why?
true.
I know lah, but what if I just like dress myself nicely?
Then do something that is about dressing yourself nicely.
What if I like law and dressing myself nicely?
Which one are you better at? Law. Then you won't dress yourself as nicely. Because if you do law, you know that you don't this.
Then there's something that was so interesting. Okay, I came across one of the videos like actually I forgot by which Singaporean YouTuber. I think it's by Singaporean. They mentioned that like looks like some occupations right you cannot look good. in
Yeah.
order to be renowned. Like for
Yes.
example, if you're a doctor, imagine if
Yes.
a very 帅 doctor comes in, you will be like, 哈，你真的是好吗？还是 like
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, that's the sad truth. Like, what if this doctor just naturally born not bad looking, you know, but he really likes medicine?
That's different. So the reference
Oh, you
here.
mean the pimping part?
Yeah, if you
oh.
come with no gel in your hair and you look 10 out of 10, that's you being born well. That's you.
Oh.
We're talking about 11 out of 10 where you go and style your hair, and proper jewel yourself nicely. You're still looking like a standard like lawyer slash doctor,
I see.
but you have extra.
Yeah.
It looks impressive if, let's say, you are a client trying to get his service. Because he looks rich, means
Yes.
he's probably have won a lot of cases. And he looks confident, which means he's probably won a lot of
But if
cases.
you want to make a case for yourself as a lawyer or representative of your defendant or whatnot,
Yeah.
then a bit.
So that's the brilliant part of it, that all the good lawyers from his experience are going to come with seminar. That means that you are dressed exactly the way the law needs you to be dressed, and every other effort and time is spent working.
Oh man, what about political ministers? Do you want good looking? Oh, like what Trudeau, the Canadian one.
The best part about politics is that you don't. You
You
just
need to be capable.
No, you just need to have a lot.
Oh.
Because the individual leader can be absolutely incapable.
But you need a good team to carry
Yeah,
you.
you need
Like
to be
him.
personable enough
Yeah.
that a team is willing to give part of
Yes.
themselves to support you. And your job,
Yes.
right, is basically to roll a dice, and that day's opinion is based on whatever you roll. You still can be a good politician because your team gives you good opinion.
I think you need to have a very good team. I need to be very charismatic.
Charismatic is a plus. Because, yes, being able to voice your opinion is
Yeah.
important.
Or being know how to rally the people, or like to just lead your team in a certain direction, or like lead your team of good members, like capable people to say like, let's all work towards this cause. Like,
Correct.
why should we listen to you if we are not friends? You know.
But I would say 70% of the most charismatic people have all died through.
Oh, that's sad.
So, if you want to be a long-serving minister, you need
Do
to
not
be
be charismatic.
you need to be like charismatic but error. So a good example would be like Obama. Obama's 70% charismatic. 30% he is. If you go and watch his interviews with children, he doesn't do that shit.
Yes.
He's really about just being boring. Okay.
Yeah.
But sometimes when he's in the Congress and just like pissing off people for fun, he's 70% charismatic. People are 100% charismatic.
Yeah.
Martin Luther King. They usually get taken out because one, you have too much power. Two, the way you sway people is absolute.
Yeah.
Which means that if you on a dime drop decide to people, the people you sway will people cannot deal with the fact that you have power.
Yeah. The other half standing on the other side will want to take.
Yes. So being like 30-70, right, is like a fun thing.
Safe bet,
Yeah.
Safe bet.
And now, right, he's just lepaing doing non-presidential things.
Yeah.
But it's still good.
Insecurity, yeah, true. Do we not good looking or not good? But I do appreciate a nice looking face. Like even if you're like you, I do appreciate like, oh, that's nice to look at when I'm watching like TV.
I feel very uncomfortable when young girls are simping Justin.
Oh, I don't simp. I don't know. But what do they simp for?
Because he looks good. It's like, I want him to be my daddy, step on me. And I'm like, that's not what you should be asking of your prime minister.
Yeah, that's just weird.
What happened to 80-20? 80-20 is kind of a weird place to. Because 80-20 just means you're
skewed towards the 80 already.
80-20 in my opinion is you're charismatic every time you're on screen. And 20% is life that you.
Oh, true.
So that still looks like 100%. That's why I put it at 70-30, which means that 20% of life, you know, you're like maybe like half-effed, and 10% you mess up. You still can mess up on screen. And when you mess up on screen, it makes you very human.
Wait, God, now I know why my boss hates me.
Oh, because you're too charismatic already, bro.
Jay! What nice save. Hey, this is the nose thing. Oh, nice save, guys.
Yes.
Okay.
So, wait, is that... What was the question? I think we're just like tangent to the point.
Are humans smarter or stupider than we used to be? That was my question.
Why did we tangent to charisma?
I don't know, because we started talking about technology and then how like we use I was talking about the lawyer thing, and then we deviate to like the doctor thing, and then we deviate to politician.
My counter argument to my own argument is that all in the past.
True.
Like we were on horses for 100 no, 1600 years.
Yes.
Then we went to steam engine.
History of the world.
Yeah, and then we got to like from flying airplanes to space in 66 years. Are we
Yes.
smarter than we used to be? Yes, because now we
If
can
you
operate our
compare
fuel.
the whole lifespan of human society itself, of course, like the future one is comparatively smarter over the years.
Yeah.
But I feel like in terms of like innovation wise, maybe it's just I don't know, maybe it's just because all the things that can be created have already been created. Like discovered light or electricity, etc. Like these are things that have already been the big discoveries have already been created. What else is there to discover? It's more of like what black holes and all the tangent dimensions
Yeah,
nonsense.
that's why.
Yeah, those are the harder things.
So for
yeah.
layman, because my standard of living got already, right? I don't need to
Yeah.
invent standard of living.
Yeah, I don't need like I have sufficient light now. What else do I need?
But to me, right, I look
Like-
forward to QOL stuff. Because
Oh.
quality of life improvements, right, will eventually bring your standard of living to a higher threshold.
Mm.
Do we need scientists in NTU being able to control bugs? No, we don't.
Yeah, but people just do.
So now you see a
Yeah.
reaction, right? To you, that seems like a stupid idea. It's
No, but it's cool. But it's like
cool, right?
yeah, it's
You
cool.
what function do you see?
I think it okay. So what's the use of bugs?
Yeah. Do you think it's a practical idea or it's just cool that we can?
No lah, I think they're gonna do a pollination nonsense, right?
So that in itself, right, to me, it's saving people. That's what.
Yeah.
Surveillance. That's
Yeah, surveillance like.
But surveillance also becomes a problem. Because that means I can send
Yeah,
a
if I
mosquito
like-
into every house
Yes.
and just watch you
Yeah,
like have sex
or
with
like
your
the
husband.
first thing I think of is either like crops, like okay, like I pollinate and then get good crops, for example. Second is like I use it as a war weapon and then I spy on like people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Will and Koi says, I think depend on era requirement. Last time human worked towards the same goal. Now everyone have their own agenda, so they kind of work towards something that's not towards it. I don't think so. We just see groupings a little bit stranger. Last time, locally grouped, i.e. geographically grouped your tribe.
Mm.
Now there's collective, anonymous. Manage to hack things, right? They manage to expose bad people. They're attacking pedophiles, which is great. It's still a
Yeah.
group of people. It's just that now the group don't geolocate accordingly. And they need to do it in the down low because doing this obviously will compromise themselves. So we don't see the smartness very obviously.
Yeah,
Last time,
it's not like a discovery invention.
Yeah,
kind of
last
smart.
time,
Yeah.
Nobel Prize is like Oprah Winfrey. Like,
Yeah.
But now you don't get as much. Why? Because all the fun things, right? People don't want to claim credit for it.
Yes, yes.
They just want it
that's
to be
true.
open source so everybody can work.
Yeah. Leon Zukito Mirikiao. 5 centuries later, Boston Dynamics trying to create a hospital.
I think, right, 5 centuries later, Boston Dynamics trying to reinvent humans because all the humans. And it, strangely enough, if we were to read the current climate and stuff that is left of the world that we can actually, and we
Yeah.
are doing a projection, we are going to be the last generation. Unfortunately,
I
not even
think
the
so.
2001 one. The world's going to last about 60 years. So
Mm.
give and take lah. By then I'll be like 80. Just nice to kick off the war. Then Armageddon happens. We see, we sing the what's the up? Don't wanna close my eyes. Then we grab on the rocket and then we all die. Right?
The what? I mean, the one.
Aerosmith. Don't want to miss mistakes. Yes.
Yeah.
So I would say eventually, right, technology will be smart enough for us to live in a desolated.
Aerosmith, yeah. Woo!
And by then, right, you would say that humans are smarter because we managed to live in a desert. Right.
Yeah. Thanks, guys.
The combo, the one two combo.
哇，一个讲那个 banner，一个讲那个名字。谢谢你。
So yes, are we smarter? Yes, but
Mm.
we are also a lot stupider. So instead of
Ah,
thinking that
I know already.
the range is like that, right?
yes.
It's just our range just went.
Yeah. Okay, smart and wise, are they the same?
No.
Right. Do you think, okay, we might be smarter, but we're not wiser. Do you agree?
Oh, we are wiser, we're not smart. I mean, argue your point. Why do you think that we are?
Okay, smarter, right? Because, okay, I'm so sorry for the young gens, lah, but I think smarter, when I think of smarter, I think of in terms of like your theory, like tests and stuff. Yeah, you're smarter, but wiser in terms of like, hey, take a step back, or like noticing danger when it's danger, or like just having EQ. Yeah. I'll tend to think that, sorry again, but younger gen, like, you guys are joking lah. But I feel like they are very smart, but I don't know how wise they are.
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's my counter.
And my dad probably thinks that way of us. So
Yeah.
it could be just an old people thing.
So that
Yeah.
that perception that the younger is unwise has never changed
Yeah,
because we haven't developed wisdom to be wise.
yeah.
But if you were to talk about the recent advancements, we are wise enough to know what to develop on.
True.
We stop at making drones have a hive mind simply because we are scared that they will.
And we are wise to stop making plastic as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
we
yeah.
are
True,
very
true.
privy to where our brains are supposed to be about. Are we smart? I wouldn't say that we have gotten smarter. I.e., nothing. Okay,
We're like stagnating.
the simple, I would say false evidence that people always like to tell you is that okay,
Yeah.
last time we all P3 then we learn science, P4 we learn photosynthesis.
Oh.
They learn this shit in P1.
Mm.
And oh shit, it's getting harder. It's not really because
Yeah,
P1 to 3, right, the things that we learn now no longer matter.
yeah,
So don't teach them. That's you being
Yeah.
wise as a teacher,
yeah.
telling you, let's not teach you about how
Let's
to
teach
sew
you.
clothes.
Yeah, let's teach you the things that matter.
Yeah, like if what I'm hoping for education system is eventually we're wise enough to teach people in secondary school
Yeah.
how to handle their money, how to pay
Yeah.
taxes. Those are important, right?
Or like how to just handle finances or start like being independent. Like what are the things to take note of or like like adulting lah.
Yeah,
Will and Koi. I hope you influences to nature.
we
You
can.
think it's possible.
We can. The problem is we don't want to. Because all the people who say this cannot actually do it.
I think wise wisdom comes with experience. Smart is like innate. But okay.
Yeah, lah. If you play a lot of like RPG games, right, they'll tell you that smart is basically your brain's ability to understand itself. Then wisdom is the ability for the brain to understand everything that's not
Around
itself.
yeah. Well said. Being smart and do unlawful stuff.
No. If you are smart, you will never do unlawful stuff because you are taught the theory, which is the law of society. You must be wise for you to know that sometimes there is benefits in doing unlawful stuff.
And not getting
Yeah, okay lah. Yeah, yes, and not getting caught.
yeah.
Then you get the benefits, yes. So the smart people will never break the law.
Because you
logic,
know that the cost is outweighs the pros.
yeah, logic dictates you always get caught because the law says so.
Yeah. The cost is like heavily outweighs the pros, hence don't do bad.
But
things.
the wise
I mean number one rule.
yeah, the wise will tell you 警察20个 population 1 million. 我
Yeah.
们一次过全部这样 right, they can't get us all.
Yeah.
That's why you have the people trying to raid the area what is it called? 50
Area 51?
Area 51.
Or the America.
Literally the Facebook thing is let's raid Area 51. They can't catch us all. Right. So that's the logic. It's like if all of us do it, there's not enough policing force. Your wisdom tells you that means you have a higher chance.
There's a higher possibility of you escaping without getting caught.
And your smartness will tell you that if let's say the guy carries a rifle, the rifle has 30 rounds. So one guy can shoot 30.
Okay.
They could kill all of us.
Yes.
So
that's
smart
the
will tell
other
you, no,
party.
don't do it. I don't want to get shot.
Yeah. That's the other party being wise to counter the other party's wisdom.
No,
man?
it's just smart.
Oh, okay.
Because you learn how much a round is.
No, I mean like the other party, you know, the Area 51 people.
Uh-huh.
Saying that if there are 1 million people out to get us, we just have to stock up around.
No, but
No?
the wisdom will tell you that they will never shoot civilians.
Oh yeah, no. Because they also can get jailed.
Yeah, because the part about wisdom is understanding the fact that yes, they
These are
have the
people need to
ability,
protect.
but they
Yeah.
won't.
Yeah.
That's why it's like, are we wiser? Yes, we're so much wiser. We're also a lot unwise because the wiser people decide that actually learning not that important.
Yeah, we have dumbed ourselves down. Like learning should just be reserved for the people who are truly gifted at it.
Yeah, so in the end, some people just don't become smart and are not wise.
Yeah, I'm fine with not being smart because there are other people who are meant to be there, who are smarter to create all the good things, and I'm here to support you.
Yeah.
Yeah, go! I'm standing. Do it.
Do you need coffee?
Do you need coffee? Do you need a massage? Because I'm really good at that. That's my talent.
That which is why I think that unfortunately I keep bringing up the example. Don't eat Tide Pods. It's not explain. Don't drink your Greek liquids.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that just is a very clear indication that society.
Like, why do you even have to say things for obvious? Why do you have to make
poison.
rules? Yeah. Don't drink poison, because you will die.
And my funniest argument about smart people, not wise people, and it's always the wise fighting a smart. So you know how toxic science is like?
Oh yeah. The
Right.
biohazard thing.
Correct. So imagine if let's say a bunch of people
Okay.
uh, in the future because they hide inside the mark,
Okay.
then the world explodes because of fire.
Ooh.
So we have no trace of records of fire.
Okay.
And I'm not talking about the crossbones one. First, crossbones one is very simple. I'm talking about the radiation one, where it's just one
Yeah,
side that
yeah.
looks like a fan.
Oh, okay.
They come out.
Okay.
They see a bunker that's closed. There's a fan side. Does that do you still think that that's a active danger? Because by then right the color will have faded. All you would see is just one black circle with three fans.
Then it means asking you to don't open it lah.
You won't know.
Yeah, true. You
Right.
will think that it's gone by then.
It's just no. You will just think that it looks like what
A
looks
normal
like a fan.
sign. Yeah.
So maybe there are fans inside, and I'm hot.
Oh,
Let's just go in.
true. Because the generation die already. You don't know
Yeah,
what is
the
the previous
information
time.
box, right?
Oh, damn,
So
that's
The
tough.
symbols don't translate.
Mm-hmm.
So the problem is, how do I want a future generation of a thing to not touch? And the wise will just tell you,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? But the smart says, no, we should invent it to know the limits, so we know what to stop. Because if we don't invent it, somebody
Someone's
else
gonna
will.
stumble on it by
Yes.
accident, and then some idiot is gonna invent it and ruin the world and
So
destroy the
imagine
world.
if we don't invent nuclear bomb, then some clown,
Clown
is
just in the basement 不小心啦
oh,
爆
half
炸
the world gone.
and then
and we
it,
don't know how to
yeah,
fix it,
yeah,
right?
yeah. Inventing something allows us to come up with the measures to kind of
Stop,
counter to
yeah,
stop or
to
to
stop
prepare it. Yeah.
Yes. So that's a very interesting conversation that I will always use with wise versus smart.
But that's the thing though, like I think that's the key thing about intelligence and having the knowledge to do things, but choosing knowing when to stop or like where to stop.
The problem with you knowing when to stop is you first.
Yeah.
So to know, you
Yeah.
must do.
Yeah.
Wisdom is to know that knowing that is a bad thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. True.
So
And smart is the coming up with it lah.
yeah, the smart just
It's
we
just
will
to
be
come up
smart
with the
enough
theory lah. Like
at
kind of-
there right to figure out how to stop it one time. It's okay,
Yeah.
we're very smart. That's the one problem with smartness. Yeah.
You'll figure it out by then.
Yeah. We'll
When it
cross the
happens,
bridge
it
when we get
happens.
there.
Yeah. True.
It's horrible.
Yeah.
Okay,
Nice.
my final question is, how do we continue being social in a post-pandemic society? What are your thoughts? What have you
What
been
do you mean?
recently doing
Okay.
to help you stay as social as
Wow. Okay. Okay, I think it depends. Like, what's the difference? Like, my previous social life is just like going out, drinking, eating, and that's about it.
Yeah, so now, okay,
Yeah.
what I regard as like the caveman method of socializing, right, means since there's a pandemic, we ask to stay away. What have it? Let's just continue.
Yeah.
Then now they give you guidelines of you can go out. I mean, that's my
Yeah.
only way to social. I'm just
Okay. Will be. Oh, okay. So,
prime example.
and. Okay. I get distracted, guys.
She reads whatever's written. One of these days we get hacked, and people just gonna type like, my car park can put a limousine, and she'll just read it out.
I'm Swift and I come
Yeah.
up. Yeah, just kidding. Okay, sorry
Yes.
again.
So, the caveman way is just I still gonna socialize. I don't care. Then
Yeah.
if the government says to, then I just socialize.
Okay.
So have you? And so this is the system of let's put your theory to test.
Mhm.
Are we smarter? Have we adopt another way to socialize that is acceptable instead of just no? I have to just go out and like feel the time. So have you done anything?
Yeah.
So this is my case. Right?
Yeah. People just continue doing what they just be. But like staying by the rules maybe last time I hang out in groups of 10, but no longer, guys. You just freak it out lah. 5 this week, next week another 5. But technically you're still hanging out with the same group of people. You just find different ways to do it. Yeah.
I've chosen to look for what I call refugees. So what are
Sounds very
refugees?
cute.
Refugee groups are essentially people who used to shun
Oh.
communities when people are physically.
I see.
Now they become the epicenter of what is. So for example, this morning I was just showing all the and a lot of people when I first came in I judged. Like why would you want 2D over 3D? Have you not felt what a person feels like you crazy like flat person? Right? And then after that you kind of realize that the flat person is being piloted by a real person. and that one person single-handedly managed to gather
Yeah.
3 million people
Yeah.
just to enjoy their time sitting in front of it because they cannot do it.
Yes.
That in itself becomes a very interesting concept. Now you realize why Simple sing, not because they want to bang this like idiot around.
Yeah.
It's because they
They just want
respect
to give
the
the
craft.
support. Yeah, they just want to give the support lah. And like probably sometimes a lot of VTubers or YouTubers in general, or people who just tend to stay home, some of them have reasons, some of them are just like sort of chill. Some of them do have social anxiety issues. And like or some of them just need to make a living lah, you know, knowing that like it's difficult to get a job or whatnot, or just want to be as social as possible in a situation that doesn't allow us to do so. So they, you know, they turn to VTubing. By the way, does any of you watch it? Just asking.
Interesting segue.
Yeah.
Because for me, right, I always like to break down the problem into its components. So
Yeah.
what constitutes social?
Just think being social is just human. Getting a dose of human interaction that you.
So when people come and shout, that means so what's that human interaction? What's the interaction?
Interaction is different from like called the mutual interaction.
You shout back, you have a fight. That's human interaction.
Meaningful interaction.
You learn something about yourself that this person don't like.
Yes, so.
So as long as every day someone shouts at you and you shout back and you learn something that is meaningful to you.
No lah,
You're okay.
no, okay, depends lah. I don't find shouting meaningful.
But you learn something about yourself.
No, but it's not. Learning doesn't mean I don't find meaning in that.
So means self-discovery is not.
Yeah, as in like if I learn something that is like as in what do I? Okay, it depends.
It's world
It depends.
changing. I.e. right, after that shouting match, you will know, okay, maybe you're a little bit selfish towards this specific kind of person, and through that shouting match, you have learned how to fix it.
I think that I think is the method that also determines whether what kind of social situation you like to put yourself in. Because when you think of social, i.e., yeah, people interacting, but like meaningful interaction, not in terms of what you get back from it, but like the meaningful in terms of the method. It has to be something that you like.
So as long as somebody come and baby you every day, it's okay.
I mean, if the person wants to.
Yeah, so what
Yeah.
I'm trying to nail down to the component part. So that means that it can be repeated every single day. So somebody come and give you a compliment every single day for the rest of your life, and that's the only thing you get. Let's say, for example, that's the only interaction. What's the only kind of interaction that you get? Because you can never be like, oh, I want to have a deep conversation with you. Every day you'll be so tired. Shouting match. So if somebody come and tell you compliments, you feel that it becomes superficial after a while.
To me, right, being social, right, is just coming outside, meeting a person, meeting someone that I truly treasure, like asking how are you, seeing the person whether the 人 okay ma. You know, sometimes there are some people that you just need to throw them out just cause you know they're stuck somewhere and you're like slightly concerned for them.
Okay, so now the problem is that we cannot meet.
Oh, cannot
That's
meet
the condition. That's
yes,
the condition,
correct.
So what kind of what is social in a place where you cannot meet?
What is social in a place where
so you cannot physically start a person. So you can only do a social. How do you break down what qualifies as yeah, I've done my social. I'm good.
Okay, two things. Communication and gratification.
So what is gratification?
Gratification is getting the things that you want out of that communication.
So if you don't get it, even though the other person does, it's a shit day for you.
It doesn't mean a shit day. It's just like a zero gains lah. But it doesn't mean it's negative. It's just zero gains.
So
like it's just a
as
form
long as
of,
someone is gratified in that situation.
Yeah, because to me that's a plus. Yeah.
So the way I break down social is in-group policy and the ability to call back to it. So what's an in-group policy? If let's say me and her make a joke about I'm now social. Like, it doesn't need to be gratifying. I gain nothing. All I gain is an income. After that, a lot of the day, sometimes it's up about haha, we laugh. That's the social for the day. We don't need to meet, we don't need to do anything. As long as I know that I belong to a group of people and I have something that is able to remind everyone that we belong to them. That's socializing. And I found that is the minimum we get. That you cannot get less than that. Some people need more because they high maintenance. They need to meet their friends.
Some people just need to know that our groups do exist.
Yeah, they need to talk, they need to like eat and do all the complex things. And those social features are fun. But I would say that, and I think Leon can agree, I am not a social person. I am just forced to be.
I see.
So I can
There's
pretend that
induced extroversion. Induced extroversion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's a job. To me, like I
Mm.
can do it. I can pretend that I really am interested
Yeah.
with you for the
Yeah.
entire day, the week, the month, really. We can
Mm.
every time we meet, I'm interested. But do I really care? Not really.
Yeah, yeah. So ultimately, it depends what you define are the things that you want. Okay, I feel like every social situation is just depends on what is your intention. Some social situations are mandatory because it's like work. Some social situations are because you want to, like your friends, like you want to see the person's face, or it can just be a social interaction over webcam. It's also considered social.
Okay, I'm just
Yeah.
going to be very frank about this. I've never really wanted to see it.
Okay.
I value them
Yeah.
as like people. So
Yeah.
because they want to socialize, Sure.
Then I know. Okay, I understand.
and they want to
Yeah.
socialize towards the target person that
Yes,
responds.
yes.
So I play that. The only person I
Yes.
actually want to see is myself.
Same.
Yeah.
Because right, there's one period of time. Actually, all my friends who know me personally know this. I'm not very responsive. I would rather just continue interacting on text because that is good enough. Like that is just my quota and it's good enough. Like I just need to know you're fine. I just unless you really want to meet because you're crying or like you're having a big breakup or like okay yeah I want to be there for you. But other than that, I don't see the point because I'm already gratified. Like this is enough for me. Yeah. So like what you mentioned, the only person I need to meet is actually my significant other. But I think recently it's I don't know is it an age kind of thing. But I just feel like I just want to see them more.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I don't even want text. Like I think still that's like if you post memes, good, you're alive.
Yeah.
You're still the same funny
Yeah.
funny cockster, good. Nice.
Yeah.
It doesn't. It's not necessary. The only reason why my friends will feel that I'm social towards them because I bought a new game and I need people to try. The box says 3. There's not 3 of me.
Yeah.
So yeah,
True
that's
true
the
lah.
reason. And the people who are close to me know that. It's not like I'm like every time I want to joke people. I really don't. I just want to sit in my room, play my own game, watch my own movie,
True.
play Sims, best with people,
Yeah,
make them
true,
burn.
true, true.
I villain. But
True.
not really.
Yeah.
So the
It changes
the brilliant part of being in pandemic now is that these kind of shifts, social shifts, actually play in my band.
Yeah, agree.
Where being silent and being alone, yet being social, has become a prime game.
Yeah, it's become the default.
And I appreciate that because those communities, right, sometimes, right,
very contrived, like very mandatory. I feel very obligated. Like perform certain social acts or like 为什么 must do this or why must do that. Like I know I've been given shit before by a circle of friends who say like, hey, you suck as a friend. Like you don't even text me, you don't even like. Then I'm just like just how I am. Like I just think it suffices, it's sufficient for me.
So
Yeah.
if people tell me, yeah, I suck as your friend.
Then like I never been put a gun to your head ask to like communicate so like I think different people have different needs and it also depends on whether you like to enforce this on others.
Yeah, because I feel that like this is the thing I always tell my friends, like if you want communication first you want it.
Yeah.
是你要的
Yeah,
right.
that's why.
It's where got people like I want to drink milk. Then people just randomly develop milk to you. You think you what? 4 million subscribers,
你要你自己去拿
Twitch viewer. Even they want, right, they also be like, today seems like a milk day. Then people send them milk, what? Where got people? There's something don't want milk. Come, go on. If you want, go and get it. And you can't give me shit about it for wanting it, not having it. Then
at that point of time, young little Crystal felt like a bit like, hey, what the heck, don't tell me. Like, it makes you question a lot. And actually, these people are the shitty ones. Like, you enforce your own logic onto others, and then when people fail to meet expectations, you kind of put the blame on.
No, I would just expect the same thing out of it.
Yeah.
I feel like it's the same thing. This works with it's called calling people. It works with detrimental jokes. Means non-criticizing and sexual harassment.
Okay.
So for example, let's say in a sexual harassment,
Yes.
a person tells you, so you should be a call girl. All you have to do is, wait, what can you explain the joke? I don't understand. That person now has a choice of being a shithead and going again.
Yeah, repeating the thing again.
Yes.
And like, oh my god.
Yeah, right.
Oh yeah.
So it works with the same as detrimental jokes.
Oh, that's nice.
Which basically you repeat the thing. And some people call it turn the other cheek. And
Yeah.
I'm just calling it reframing it because sometimes they don't understand what they're doing. And
Yeah.
that happened to me. Sometimes when I do things to people, it's logical to my sense because I only have this side of the wall.
Yes.
When they stand on the other side and show me, okay, this is what you're actually doing to me. oh shit, that's
Oh
wrong.
yeah, that's
real messed
horrible.
up.
That's horrible. I'm sorry. Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm never gonna do that
Sometimes
again.
you need
Right?
people to tell you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So once I had that done to me, I thought I've learned that is the best lesson. Sometimes I'll just repurpose. So
Yep.
for example, you tell me some shit, so you're telling me that in a children's orphanage you're gonna save none of them because they already do have parents. And then you can see just not what I did to her where I give her like the prototypical solution.
Yeah.
Like so it's okay if somebody comes and shout at you all the time. So you understand where it comes from. And not doesn't mean that I think that I'm gonna do it all the time.
Yeah.
It's just that it's reframing it so that that is what you're saying.
He's narrowing down. As
Yeah.
in, it's like imagine if you have a different elimination process. Yeah, sort of. Like you tell me a very big thing, I'm like cancelling, I'm ruling out. Oh, so you mean this? Okay, no. Then what about the other four? Which one do you mean?
Yeah.
That kind of thing. Yeah, yeah.
And some people think like, you're a shit. I have, especially some I go like, why don't you understand? I'm just saying, it's like a little bit of both. I'm like, that's literally like, I want to order a pizza, and the pizza guy asks you, what do you want? A little bit of everything. How do I make that pizza? Yeah. Then the worst thing is right. Okay, so I want a little bit of everything. Does that mean your pizza is, let's say, I have 16 flavors, so it's the circle bread 16? That. Or is it I take all my
Everything and
ingredients,
some on the
just some onto one and make one like
okay, I
army
get it.
stew.
Okay, I know. You're just someone who is just trying to figure out like the absolute. Like what is that final when I pinpoint everything starts with a point. Like
Yeah.
whoa, yeah, everything will all derive from one point and you just want to get to the point, literally.
Yeah.
Get to the point.
Like
But sometimes people need a lot of like turns before they can finally reach there. And some people just talk without knowing where the point is.
yes. So
Yeah.
I'm not saying that that's the only let's say if like you ask me for a thing.
Yeah.
That's not the only way I'll do it.
Yeah.
What I want to understand is okay, let's say you are a person who likes to pick technically.
Okay.
I need to know what the two flavors are so that in the future I can judge you and kind of figure out what you do.
And which one you prefer?
Yes, right. So
Yeah.
it doesn't mean that okay, you tell me the two flavors, right? Next time, right, it's just always gonna be a pizza that has two flavors.
Yeah.
And no,
Like, what if there's one day that what the other flavor is gone or you can only pick one? How?
I'm not.
yeah.
I will know what your preferred flavor is and
Yes.
I'll ask you the question. So okay, in the world you only can choose one flavor. That one will forever be meaningful. I'm not only gonna give you a favorite flavor. I know that on a bad day, this is what saves you. Right? And that's kind of the situation. But some people just like, why you so determinant the deterministic one?
Something came to mind. Actually, okay, I don't know if it's true, but I think this is a result of a certain type of parenting. Okay, technically, I think lah, if you put it to other contexts, let's say I talk to people internationally, like overseas, most of them will kind of know what they want, and I can't help but feel that it's the way that Singaporean parents raise the children. Not that it's bad, it's just a different style of parenting. Because I was watching one YouTube video about the different types of parenting lah, and then there's the Asian way, which is the very top-down approach, and it will kind of train your kid to know that as long as I diam, a decision is already going to be made for me no matter what. Yeah. So I just got to go with the flow. I just say I'm anything because you're already trained to like not know what you want. You're already trained to be fine with anything that people throw at you, be it your parents or your group of friends. And then of course maybe within your group of friends there's already that dominant person now. So you just say okay, anything. So it's a bit like ingrained. So people feel very uncomfortable when they are forced to choose something because they are not brought up that way.
I agree.
Yeah.
Shout out to my mom. Mom, I know you're watching. My
Yeah.
mom is the kind of person who will tell you both sides detriments.
Yeah.
Just let you go and die. She is always prepared to catch me on both sides.
I
But I
see.
choose.
Yeah.
And I always choose the bad thing. Right? Like whether to be a good boy or to be like adolescent step, I do adolescent step. Because I
see.
always want to find out what happened.
Okay.
Even in games, right? You know like adventure book.
Okay.
This one, put a bookmark here, read the first one.
Oh,
Then
that's
don't
really
like this
cute.
one.
Yeah.
Take the bookmark, put other place.
Oh yeah, I
Because
love those.
always want to find out. And that's why
Yeah.
you see why I like to cause trouble. Because I want to find out.
Mm.
Unfortunately, that means that
Curiosity.
you will always go through the hardest part,
Yes.
thing.
Yes.
And like big shout out to mom for like always catching. But I think that's the reason why I like to dig at people. Because I don't think you're silly for not.
Yeah.
I feel that you are at a disadvantage. I believe that because I can help you narrow it down, you can start to error about what you like.
Yeah.
And that's why I try to do that. If you tell me no, I just want to be ignorant forever.
That's
Right.
a choice too.
You can let me know.
Yeah.
I want you I'm not saying that you're stupid. No, and
Yeah.
never gonna be.
You choose to just go with the flow, I guess.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
you know that the only way you can continue being happy is not know, because the
Yes.
previous times in your life, that every time you know something goes wrong.
Or every
Fine.
time you make a decision, you can't you feel bad about the
Yes.
consequences. You
Yes.
felt like shit, I should have chosen the other one. Or shit,
Yeah,
because I chose this, everyone was unhappy.
yeah,
Yeah, and then
So-
you don't like that feeling lah.
yeah.
Mm.
Then you just let me know. Then I won't do. Because some people just don't know, and then
Yeah.
like they have problems deciding, which is analysis paralysis, which I hate.
Analysis.
It's the worst. Like for example, you know, play a game, right?
Yeah.
After that person cannot sell one. Then your one like 3 minute game right become 14 years. No, then just like this person like I can do this, I can do that.
Usually when that happens, right, they spiral. Because I've been in those cases where you just make a decision because the longer you take to choose, and then people are going to think, you start to think that, crap, I've taken 2 minutes to choose this path. People are going to have expectations, and then imagine if now the stakes are higher. People are like, you wasted my time. This better be a good choice. Actually, no one cares. People just want to faster move on.
Yeah, just
So
play the game.
don't put so much pressure on yourself. Just make a decision.
Because some people are vested, which I really respect.
true
If you
lah.
play board games with me and you're
Mm,
vested to make the correct decision,
True.
you will see that most
The
of the time,
pressure, you know.
yeah, most of the time I just want to lose in the most
Yeah.
spectacular way possible. So you already are going to win. Don't have to. Yeah.
Oh my
So
God. Random, but I feel like creating because we just are watching VTubers, right? If you were a VTuber, what kind of character would you be?
good idea. I'll
Yeah.
always be villainous in nature.
Okay.
If you know what Nakstaku is, he does a lot of handy stuff and talk about them because he wants to open the conversation
Okay.
so that people don't actually act upon their perverseness.
Okay.
Just be comfortable about it. But he has this very villainous thing when he laughs at people and has his heart. And that's kind of more or less what I see myself in. Because
Oh.
most of the time, like just now you see the picture, when we're
Yeah.
on stage, I'm always the villain character.
Okay.
And people seem to always understand I play good villain character because they think I'm mentally unstable.
You mean you think you're suitable?
Yeah, they're
For
like
the
you are
character, yeah.
constantly trying
You
to
can bring out the.
your
the
your,
real
your, your
emotion.
nature is always chaos and or pain. Then I'm
Mhm.
just like, yes. Because I mean the way my mind is being built is just suffering is the best. Right. And I feel that also
Yeah.
makes content.
Mm,
Being
true.
an internet antagonist that people love
Yeah.
is the ultimate goal. Because you don't want to be the protagonist. You don't want to be on like Crunch and maybe like
Yeah.
cereal box and
And
that.
they have to be like maintain a facade. What about those days where you just feel like shit and then you just want to screw everything but you
No,
can't?
but the worst thing is that some audiences don't age.
Mm.
So what as a child they would love the cereal box person.
Yeah.
After when they grow up, I don't want to be part
Screw
of this.
that,
Yeah.
yeah.
You're so kiddie.
I feel like being an antagonist always has a way out. You know, you can be both good and bad, just that you can choose you're just mostly bad. But if you're a protagonist, there's no room for you to be bad.
Correct. That's
Yeah.
a very anime thing to do. Only
Yeah.
people who get redemption arcs are villains.
Yeah. It just sucks. Why not just choose the path that can be both? Yeah. It's better. Yeah, I don't know, because I thought of like creating a cute little like chibi. And I thought it'd be cool if you choose like one kind of VTuber. Because you were telling me that each of them have a story, right? Or something.
So we were
Yeah.
talking about Hololive EN.
Yeah.
So at first I thought they're all just like, oh, they're gonna be idols, they're gonna be real annoying, they're gonna be pissheads,
Yeah.
they're just gonna sing and dance.
They're just mostly geeky.
But most of them are just actually and they
Yeah.
have found their own niche. So I'll just do like a rough rundown so I can explain.
Mm.
We have Kalaki. She is essentially what like her story is like she's a but she's now an idol. Like they
Okay.
try to make it like super narrative.
Yeah.
But she's basically like a dad.
Okay.
Right, and she plays a lot of things like a dad would. Like
Okay.
I wanna be part of your world if you're a child. But I am not that immersed.
Okay.
So I try my best to play the games like you. But that it, but I wanna be here for participation points. And that's her character. And she comes from the fact that her side job is actually bad. So she really doesn't have time. So when she
Okay.
comes in and she plays, she's really not playing. But her
Okay.
narrative ties it together. Next we have Takahashi. He's basically a Phoenix warrior that owns a KFC franchise. It's really dumb, right? All the narrative makes no sense.
Yeah. Is it the red one?
Yeah, it's a bit.
Oh.
But her job is to basically lead the girls because she's the
Okay.
eldest,
Oh.
right? So she
Okay.
always includes. But
Okay.
the funny part about it is that the narrative is she's a Phoenix. So Phoenix,
Oh.
Burn,
Birth,
Ezra,
yeah.
there was once where she tried to do stream and then took poster
Oh,
for no reason
what
whatsoever.
the heck?
Then
Okay.
after a while, she basically got reinstated and she did her birthday.
Oh, that's nice.
And that was a clever narrative decision.
Yeah.
And she is always the one that gets shit on
Okay.
simply because she's not liked by others.
Ah.
Right? So she gets the most hate, but she always powers through.
Okay.
Which is
that's
basically
nice.
the whole like side.
Yeah, yeah,
Which
yeah.
is very I
Inspiring.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I've begun to lost the concept of idols and they're
Mm.
just like characters in this narrative.
Yeah.
And I like it a lot. I just watched Amelia Watson is basically a time traveling detective that happens to be. But what she is a toxic gamer that constantly screams and also a very, very hard worker so that she can compete.
Okay.
And that's the thing you don't see in toxic gamers.
Okay.
You never see the hours they spend trying to
Yeah.
learn to be good so that they can be
Yes.
toxic or
Yes.
but now you watch her when she fails and she's toxic to herself. Until
Yeah.
she gets good and she's toxic to others. Which is funny lah. Right.
Yeah.
Then we have Nino Mai Inanis, which is basically a girl who claims she's a girl, but she also has tentacles coming across her twisting. She's an artist, she's the most chill one, she's also the most intelligent. Her basically her job is just that people don't find 5 they find 4 plus 1. And then Gagura is essentially Shark.
Your favorite.
The ability is because she used to. The only reason why she's my favorite is because she used to be a P-Block and now she's the most clean herself.
Okay.
And I like redemption story. I.e., she was a villain. Which is why you see I identify most with these kind of
Villains.
characters. Yeah. So that in itself has created this very interesting scenario. Get people gravitating to them. They never come into contact. Sometimes all the chat go by so fast
Yeah.
that they don't read them.
Oh my gosh. Okay, now I know why.
Yeah. But sometimes when the comments get read or because there's a internal joke, right? When
Yes.
Pura starts her stream, her very first stream, everybody knew and we know what we're talking about. And there is no other people who know in group who understand that. And you go to VTuber person, and that itself is socializing because we're now part of it. And there are so many references like Guras are, Ina's Wa,
Oh.
Flat is Justice.
I know
Uh,
Kizuna Ai.
Kizuna Ai was like a prototypical
Yeah.
VTuber back when VTuber.
Yeah.
So that is interesting because that means that the community is bonded because they are all talking to a person who talk back,
Mm-hmm.
but because they are engaging in social situation, they all recognize what the person who talk back actually says. They are now part of it. And that's socializing. So that doesn't make any sense because socializing we understand it's just communication. Now it's just I talk to this person talks to everybody else but not me specifically. And because I talk to this person and this person talks to everyone, we are now part of everyone's life.
Yeah.
And that makes very little sense. It's like a cult if you think about it. And I think I need to go to
Okay,
I'm just
okay.
holding it.
Shall we just end it then?
Okay, sure.
Yeah, it's already 4.
Alright.
Alright.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, this has been Talking To. My name is Ian.
My name is Crystal.
And you've been a really wonderful audience.
Thank you
Shout
for
out to Will
staying
and
with us.
Koi,
Yeah.
Leon,
And
Leon,
yeah, Leon,
DJ
Leon.
Fish,
Ooh.
and all the people, Rins.
Yes.
Thank you for joining us. I hope that this is a good podcast for you to listen to while you're doing other things.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's not much happening here, just us being
Yeah.
clowns.
Yeah.
But
We hope you enjoyed it. And
yeah.
thanks for staying with us.
Tomorrow might have something. She looks shocked because she won't tonight.
Yeah.
So, big cheers if you're interested in seeing Crystal get.
What is
Stay
it?
tuned tomorrow.
Oh
Bye.
gosh! Goodbye!